You're getting one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get one of these jackals. By the way, the Wolverine was on there, too. They'll fight to the death. Did you know that, if cornered?
Well, you know how the poodle is.
I'm sure Jim Harbaugh gave that speech one day. The Wolverine will fight to the death if cornered.
I think Patrick Swayze gave that speech, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know the
Red
poodle.
Dawn.
He did.
So good.
Yeah.
He did. That's a good call right there. That's Trash, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
I never saw the remake of Red Dawn.
I didn't either.
I got no desire to, though, really.
It's not half bad. Not as good as the original, but it's still the same spirit. Except it's the North Koreans in that one.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. By the way, first female umpire in Major League Baseball regular season will happen Saturday in Atlanta. A little history.
Behind the plate, or is she in the field? Do you know?
I did not say, but she's getting a call up from AAA. Be cool if she's behind the plate, I guess. Big 12 hoops now available on Peacock streaming, which gets me to my last big thing today. Brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap. Tell us about Gutter Cap, and then I will tell you my last big thing.
Our man C-Stu, give him a call today, 205-823-2212. Absolutely free estimate. It's a dirty, dangerous job. We're coming up on the end of the week. It's still really hot out there. The last thing you want to do is get the ladder out. You get on the roof, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. You're no good to the wife or kids. Cap it. Don't snap it. Make the phone call today. You'll never, ever clean those gutters again. 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
Big 12 hoops on Peacock joins the Big East and the Big 10 on Peacock. The Big 12 basketball and football can be seen on every property. They are not one network specific, by the way. They're ESPN, ABC, Fox, CBS, and NBC with the Peacock folks. We go direct to consumer ESPN on August 21 with their app. Is anybody in our audience going to attack this football season without a main provider for your television, like no YouTube TV, no Direct TV? I'm not asking. I know you guys.
You're talking about
anybody in our audience is going to go direct to consumer ESPN app and then rely on Peacock and Paramount and over the air channels to get to all of your college football this year.
I don't know. Do you think there's anybody out there now with all the fees and everything that just go to sports bars exclusively, and they're just like, every Saturday or every Sunday,
food,
I'm just going to go and I'm going to eat, 2 meals and I'm just going to stay all day.
Hey, it's Rambo says he's doing it in the chat room. Yeah, he or she. I don't know.
Let us know how that goes. And
Morgan says he doesn't have a provider. Chris says cable, but I'm doing the ESPN thing. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Well, he's got cable, but he's doing the direct-to-consumer ESPN thing. I just wonder how many people are going to try to do that, and if it ends up being like, I think my YouTube TV is now at $89, maybe $90.
It keeps
something.
creeping up.
Keeps going up, and I'll pay that extra $7 a month for 4K, even though I don't know if I like the 4K games or not. I watch them.
Well, I do think it looks a little bit better.
I watch them, but it's so inconsistent on, like, when they go to breaks, sometimes they don't leave the Nat sound up, and that's what I hate about it, is they go to break and it just gets totally quiet.
Yeah, I like it when it's just the stadium shot and you hear what's going on in the stadium. That makes me feel like I'm there.
Yeah, the band's playing in the background and stuff like that, and sometimes you go, all right, welcome to midfield.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would love to be able to do it because I do watch a lot of over-the-air games now, but I don't think I have the guts to do it. Don't have the guts to do it.
It's hard to go back and forth between the apps. That's one thing. Like if you've got a game and I want to bounce back and forth, it's really hard to do that.
All right. That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow. Don't forget the Pennant Grace today at 12:15. The Meltdown comes your way at 2 o'clock. All that happening. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We'll get to a reaction to what we saw in the NFL last night. The first big weekend coming up, and it started last night, of the NFL exhibition season, including Jalen Milroe, our takeaway on the former Alabama quarterback, and some other things. We've got a lot of college football to get to. Big scrimmages equal to holding your breath and not wanting your favorite NFL players to get hurt, times 2 if you're a college football fan with these scrimmages, because a lot of times you get some one-on-ones off the cameras with that going on. We'll talk college football today. Todd Fuhrman back on the show after his summer hiatus. But let's start in the NFL where, Jalen Milroe last night for Seattle, it looked like a package to me. You could see that being a package that Jalen Milroe plays and uses this year for Seattle.
Yeah, look, he did have, the one run of 38 or 27 yards. He had 38 total rushing yards. I think there is something to as much speed as in the NFL, and everybody runs a 4.4. They're still not used to elite speed at the quarterback position. Lamar Jackson's got it. Jalen Milroe's got it.
Probably his best pass play was they had just picked up a first down inside the 30, so they're driving. And on 1st and 10, they bootleg him out right. 2 guys come basically unblocked. I think one was intentional, or they outnumbered them. The other one was kind of a chip, but he's so fast, he was able just to bounce it out, and they had no shot at him. And then he threw a laser. It was a really pretty pass. And even the announcer, I can't remember which former Seahawks player was the analyst. He's like,
Steve Largent.
It was not Steve Largent.
Jim Zorn.
That would have been a good one. Either
one.
Well,
it wasn't Marshawn. Marshawn was a credentialed photographer.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. But whoever it was like, the NFL doesn't see speed like this at the quarterback spot very often.
They just don't. I mean, they really don't. And I don't, Lamar Jackson is definitely the fastest quarterback. But if you told me you clocked all quarterbacks and Milroe was the second fastest, it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, so Lamar Jackson and then maybe Jalen Milroe.
Yeah. And I think Jalen Hurts has got speed, but I don't think he's got that kind of speed.
I don't think he's got
Milroe
that kind.
Can absolutely fly. And I think Seattle knows, Mike McDonald knows that Drew Lock, you know what you're getting from Drew Lock. He's going to be a solid, steady number 2. But Jalen Milroe, if you're being really optimistic, could he be the next Jalen Hurts?
He could. We didn't think Jalen Hurts was going to be Jalen Hurts.
Again, Jalen Milroe at his best, you guys would agree, was the best player in college football last year.
Yeah.
When you
2 games.
When you go back to coming off the 2017 national championship, going into Jalen Hurts staying, Tua coming back, there was not one Alabama fan that wanted Jalen Hurts to be the quarterback. Not one.
Well, I don't think there was an Alabama fan. I don't think all of us on this desk ever thought Jalen Hurts could play in the NFL. I didn't.
No, we said it on the show. We never thought he'd have a role in the NFL.
No, I laughed. There was a guy his freshman year at Alabama that called, and we were still on Jocks at the time, called and talked about it, and I laughed at him. It's like, Jalen Hurts is not going to be an NFL. He'll play 4 full years at Alabama. You don't have to worry about
if
that.
you would have said he ends up being an NFL player, I would have been Taysom Hill. Does he have these special roles and comes in?
They moved him to tight end.
But, there was a replay. I was at a restaurant early last night, and there was a replay of last year's Super Bowl. And just watching Jalen Hurts, and they were up at one point 40-10 over Kansas City.
Yeah, dominant.
And just to think that he was ever in that role, never would have believed it. Not to take anything away from Milroe, because I'm sure he's a hard worker, but that's, Hurts busted his ass, and that is a guy that was just dedicated to getting better each and every day. And from what you hear, he still is.
Yeah, and he did go to Oklahoma and improved his passing.
No doubt.
But it was his last year at Alabama. I forget the quarterback coach.
Dan Enos, and you could tell an impact. A lot of people in Tuscaloosa are like, Enos has really worked wonders with this guy.
Yeah, so his passing got better before he went to Oklahoma, and it looked better last year than it ever did in the NFL for Hurts. And you're right. There's a path for Jalen Milroe to have that kind of impact. And
I think what's interesting is you've got a defensive head coach in Seattle, and you go out and you pay a lot of money to Sam Darnold after one really good year in a friendly system with arguably the best wide receiver in football in Justin Jefferson, and one of the best play callers is your head coach in Kevin O'Connell. And would you guys be shocked if Sam Darnold's a bust?
Yeah, no. I would not be stunned if...
Again, you mean he's already been a bust one time,
right? Yeah. He gets
for the
second time.
Yeah, he gets a second shot at being a bust.
I mean, if that happens, you could see Milroe. And again, I really believe if you're Seattle and if something was to happen, health-wise to Sam Darnold, I think Milroe's probably the answer moving forward in the season. I don't know how it'll look. Again, the experience last year for Alabama fans, their heads wanted to explode because there were so many ups and downs.
That's exactly, though. And I can't see the chat room, but it's exactly right now what Jalen Milroe did to us in 2 years in Tuscaloosa. we are drunk over his ability when he looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, if you play that out over 17 games, or last year 12 games, how frustrating was he to be your quarterback? And really, if we play it out, Jalen Hurts has been that at time for the Eagles. They won't say that now, but as you pointed out, that 10-1 year, and then they lose down the stretch. How frustrated were Eagle fans with Jalen Hurts during that time?
Yeah, they were ready to reset at quarterback. They were ready to reset at head coach. Now Nick Sirianni is viewed as one of the better head coaches in football. I told you guys I've seen a lot of top 5 lists. Jalen Hurts is on a lot of top 5 quarterback lists right now, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. So it's an experience.
Yeah,
the Jalen Milroe experience.
And I'm still looking for this, and I've asked a million times, have we ever seen a college quarterback with the highs and lows of Jalen Milroe? I can't remember a specific player.
When the highs were that high and the lows were that low.
Yeah.
You've seen highs and lows, but the highs, you said,
because in the NFL
height,
it doesn't work. You don't get to play when you're that inconsistent.
You said at his height he was the best player in college football, and I said 2 games. That was Georgia and LSU. Those nights, you watch that and you're like, that's the best player in college football. I agree.
Well, I'll never forget after the Georgia game, even with Georgia's incredible comeback in the second half, Rex Ryan and all the guys on ESPN set saying, why are they not talking about this guy being the number 1 pick?
Yeah.
Like, this guy is unbelievable, and what he could do at the NFL with his speed. And then, you never heard that again.
Yeah, they went to, Alabama was number 1 after that Georgia game. He was the betting Heisman favorite. Everything was good, and then Vandy happened. But, he was the talk of football.
One thing that jumped out at me on Milroe, and I wonder if you guys saw the same thing, and this is less of a Milroe observation, more of an NFL observation, how much smaller he looked than he did at Alabama.
Well,
at Alabama, that guy looked like a linebacker or a safety playing quarterback. And
I'm looking at Daniel Jones right now. Daniel Jones is massive, and he just looks like a normal player out there.
Jalen Milroe, and it's not like he went from a double number to a single number. Sometimes that can make a guy look smaller, like when he goes double number to single number. He was a single number at Alabama. He wore number 4. He's wearing number 6 in Seattle. He looked smaller in the NFL, and it's just a testament how big those NFL guys. And the reason I bring it up is that was one of the benefits of Milroe. Now, sometimes Milroe avoided contact. You kind of want your quarterback to do that, but he's a big guy. He was not easy to bring down in college football. But, boy, you get the NFL, and you just realize how big those guys are when you see a guy the size of Milroe out there, and he kind of looks small.
Yeah. See Ashton Genty, 3 carries, -1 yards last night.
I know.
I don't think he's going to be anything, but we'll see.
One preseason game, Jim.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, he was running against Mountain West Air, the Mountain West Conference.
Boy, he was running wide open against that conference, too.
He was.
All right, so that's Jalen Milroe, 23-23 tie. Seattle and Las Vegas in that game. 6 of 10 passing, 61. Had a 27-yard zone read keeper. 5 drives, 1 touchdown drive for Milroe, who is not going to be the starter at Seattle, but he is trying to find a role on the team, and there are folks that believe that he will end up having a package this year in the red zone or whatever. Elsewhere in the NFL, after we tell you about a couple of our great sponsors, Storm Restoration Roofing is one of them. Greg from Pell City, one of our friends and sponsors up here, day one guy. You can schedule an absolutely free estimate, free with Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing. 3 ways to do that. You can call the number on your screen. We always tell you that is Greg's cell number. And if he doesn't answer, that means he's on somebody's roof. 205-542-3531, 542-3531. You can go to their website, stormrestorationroofing.com, and get the details and then make that phone call or schedule an appointment there. Or if you're like me and you're just socially awkward and don't want to have human interaction, you can look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. Drop him a DM or a message there, and he'll set up that free, no-cost evaluation of that roof. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. And they handle storm damage, roof replacements, and he's even got his builder's license, which is pretty amazing. So he can help you with some small restoration or repairs of your roof as well. And he's great with the insurance guys. Locally owned for over 30 years. Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. And our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. More locks tonight in the NFL, lanceslock.com. I think I saw you have a $75 package out there.
Yeah, $75 gets you all the preseason action. Do I blame it on a bad play last night with the Colts, or do I blame it on the dislocated pinky in the second series with Anthony Richardson? He got I mean, this is one of the things you fear about starting quarterbacks. And again, Shane Steichen doesn't have a starting quarterback yet. They're trying to decide between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. I do think it threw everybody's rhythm off a little bit because Baltimore was absolutely awful. 5 of 16, 49 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 picks from the quarterback position.
That ain't great.
And they still win the game. But, man, that hit that Anthony Richardson took was brutal.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's lanceslive.com, which is brought to you by our friends at Hemphill.
Since 1954, the name Birmingham is trusted for all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating issues. Any of these arise in your home or business, they are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
I have my back to the big screen. Did you put up Armando's tweet yet, Forrester? Here we go. Armando, who was on the show yesterday, threw out a screen grab of the pinky finger. That is right dead center, right in the Ravens guy's crotch right there. Is
quite the angle.
What would you call that? That's 90 degrees, right?
Yeah, it's a pinky going the wrong way for dang sure.
I'm gonna put that about 84 degree pinky right there.
Not a right angle?
It is not a right angle, but it is close enough. Dislocated. The key here is throwing hand. So you can't pop that back into place, tape it up. They don't know how long he's going to be sidelined. Now, remember, he didn't do a lot of camp because he was sidelined with an injury. He's trying to battle Daniel Jones for the Colts there. And they've got quarterback issues, man.
They do.
Wow.
I've always thought Anthony Richardson was going to be the better option. The better career has been Daniel Jones based on that 1 year where they won 10 or 11 games and won a playoff game. But I don't think they've got their long-term answer at quarterback.
Tyler Warren looked good, though.
Oh, yeah.
3 targets, 3 catches.
And Tyler Warren, again, did it all for Penn State last year. And that's another reason that everybody talking about Penn State, Abdul Carter has been showing out for New York. And you saw Tyler Warren last night. And your best offensive and defensive players, when James Franklin loses those guys, it's tough to plug and play with guys that good.
Yeah, I will say the reports are today that the scans are clear for Richardson, so that's good news.
They popped it right back in.
They popped it in, and there does appear to be structural damage. But, again, I mean, if I'm a Colts fan, that's not like I'm losing Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. So you don't want to lose your starter, but if I'm a Colts fan, also having my starter isn't necessarily the most exciting thing in the world. And you saw a lot of Alabama's Riley Leonard in the second half, and I mean he was I think a 6th-round pick, so practice squad probably for him. I don't think he's going to challenge Anthony Richardson. I mean, if you're the Colts, I just don't know. I mean, I don't really think you got a great answer at quarterback.
One other game, and then we'll get to what is a major topic in the NFL for 2 days now, and I can't wait to hear what these guys say about it. But Philadelphia beat Cincinnati 34-27. Joe Burrow and the starters, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Burrow and Jamar Chase looked like they were playing against a high school team when they were out there, because they were. But the Bengals playing their starters, they lose the game 34-27. Jahad Campbell looked good, almost had an interception, the Alabama guy. But Tanner McKee, dude, he was 14 of 17 for Philadelphia, 193, 2 touchdowns, ran another touchdown. And when they got rid of backup Kenny Pickett, a lot of people were like, wait, what are you doing? You got a quality backup here. Why are you trading Kenny Pickett away? I think we know why they traded Kenny Pickett away now.
I always, and this is easy to say now, and again, it's a preseason game, so we'll see what happens with Tanner McKee. I thought he was a fascinating guy at the next level. If you go back when Mario Cristobal, and I think it was the Lane Kiffin get your popcorn ready game when Alabama just beat the eyes out of Ole Miss, but that same day, Mario Cristobal in Oregon lost to Stanford and got upset, and that was Tanner McKee's Stanford team. I've just always thought he's got so much upside. And you're talking about a big body, the old school prototypical Joe Flacco-like, 6'6", 230 pounds. But, boy, he did play well last night, and there was no expectation. Sirianni never plays his starters. You don't really need to when you're the Eagles. But Burrow to go out there and slay it for 2 drives, and then Philadelphia goes out and scores 34 points with backups. Not only did McKee look good, Will Shipley, I think, is going to really have a role on this offense. You remember that name 2 years ago from Clemson. Yep. Only played a little bit last year, but I think he could be a factor this year.
Yeah. Interesting way of approaching it. Eagles never play starters. Bengals throwing starters out there for a couple of drives. I mean, you are playing – you're holding dynamite, Brown. You're hoping you toss it into the hole or whatever you're doing with a grenade or whatever before it explodes in your hand.
Well, if I'm a Bengals fan, I see the Richardson hit. I'm like, we're one play away from that, and apparently Indianapolis is going to escape that. But you may not be
but
so
lucky.
If
that's the other finger. So the pinky's one thing, and look, you need the pinky.
Well, it's grip. I mean,
it is also grip and its accuracy on the football,
That's
how
right.
you're throwing it. But if that is the thumb and you dislocate a thumb,
you're really screwed.
Well, no, I look at it like this, Brown. You go back to the names we said the other day of quarterbacks when this story first broke that they were going to play the starters. Trent Green never came back. He was never the same guy. Right? Trent Green was never the same guy. He's going to be a starter for the Rams.
He never took a snap for the Rams in the regular season.
Yeah, you can go through the history of the NFL, and it doesn't happen often. But it's only got to happen once
That's right.
to you.
Yeah, and I'm Cincinnati, by the way. I'm not exactly a franchise that is known for catching every break in the world, right?
Yeah. And I'll say it again. It could happen in week one.
It
could
could
happen in week one.
But I can stomach that.
But at least it's a game that counts.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. I can stomach losing my quarterback in week one far more so than I can in the preseason.
It's going to suck regardless.
No, there's no doubt. But at least I lost him in a game that mattered.
In a game that counts.
Yep.
I thought, and this is unfortunate for your fourth-string quarterback, because when you play the starters, you can only get down. Jake Browning comes in, Desmond Ridder. You know who their fourth quarterback is on that Cincinnati roster?
I do not.
Former next-round NIL guest, Peyton Thorne.
Is he really? So he didn't get any snaps?
No, didn't get any snaps.
Because they're playing Burrow.
Because they're playing Burrow.
Well, that's unfortunate. I hate that for Peyton.
Peyton Thorne, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of know what you're getting in Desmond Ridder. We could ask Scott Forster behind the glass all day long.
But he started
nothing.
games.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
But he started games. He can do the play clock and he can get you out of the huddle.
No, look, I mean, he is going to be a backup moving forward, no doubt. I think Jake Browning is going to be there too, but I'm just saying I don't think Peyton Thorne's got a future in the NFL, but would like to see him out there.
But here's what's funny, all right, about this is Cincinnati's going to do this, and they're probably going to escape without losing Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow. I mean, that's odds will tell you that as much as we talk about it. And they're going to open the season at the Browns and against the Jags. That's a pretty soft start in the NFL, at the Browns and against the Jags. And they're going to win those two games. They're going to say, see, we fixed it. We went and played all these guys in the preseason, and we're 2-0 through 2 weeks.
Yeah, unless
the Browns beat them.
No, unless Burrow gets hurt.
Well, I know.
Or Jamar Chase gets hurt.
Yeah, but if nobody gets hurt, and then they're going to do the victory lap when they're 2-0 at the Browns and against the Jags, and they're going to say we played the right card. Look, you could not play Burrow all preseason and probably still win at the Browns and against the Jags. I mean, that's a pretty soft start in NFL terms.
Listen, and I know, Jim, they can get hurt in practice. It's football. It's physical. People can get hurt.
Well, they're not contact practice.
But listen, you control the practice, right?
Yeah.
You control the practice. And you still get injuries. Rashawn Slater, he's done. He's that. 11 days ago, he signed a contract to become the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history for the Chargers.
Yeah.
11 days
cannot
later.
overstate how big of a loss that is for Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, they want to run. He's the left tackle. He's the highest paid offense, and he ruptures your tendon.
And he's arguably the best left tackle in football. I mean, you could make that argument.
Yeah, and he's paid like it. And now he ruptures it, and it's in practice. It's not in the game. So I know it can happen in practice too. But at the quarterback position, where you control things a little bit more, just like what happened with Anthony Richardson last night. He got injured on one play. He got racked one time on a wasn't even blindside. It was right in his face. And it was flat out a miss assignment by him. You scan it, you look, and you adjust. You make a call of either we're sliding right to keep this guy from coming off the edge and hitting me unblocked.
Yeah,
he didn't do that. It's in your practice, you're going to control that a little bit. The guy's not going to line him up like that.
No, he runs right past him because he's in a non-contact, and I don't want to get cut for hurting my quarterback.
Yeah, it's insanity to watch that.
Yeah.
All right, one more thing here on the NFL, and then we got a little college football to get to. The show being brought to you by Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys, great guys, local, and they built this massive operation, a dynasty, if you will.
There's no doubt about that. 24 years, more than 24 years now, in Birmingham. More than 150 attorneys, right here in Birmingham that they've built up over time. Sorry, Alexander. More than 500 local employees, and they've recovered more than $2 billion. That's billion with a B, $2 billion for their clients by maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shedeur.com. Shedeur.com. I got the hiccups, Jim. I'm sorry.
Listen, I only saw this as collateral damage. I didn't see the actual comments that got it going, but everyone, including our buddy Dan Orlovsky and others, have been reacting to First Take yesterday, where after Shedeur Sanders was announced as the starter for the Browns tonight, Cleveland and Carolina, 6 o'clock on the NFL Network, that they were debating, are they setting Shedeur Sanders up to fail? Are they setting Shedeur Sanders up to fail? Well, he's not the proven starter, and at some point you got to get out and play. He's starting game one. That's your job, is to go out there and quarterback, and whether you're playing with the ones, the twos, the threes, against the ones, twos, or threes, you got to go play, and you got to earn your position on the team. And this setting him up to fail conversation is one of the more asinine conversations I've heard in recent NFL history.
At least they weren't talking about the Cowboys, because normally they talk 90% about the Cowboys. I agree with you. Look, here's the way it sets up. Kevin Stefanski is looking for their quarterback of the future. Most people believe with their 2 first rounds they have in 2026, they'll get it there. But they did draft 2 quarterbacks. Problem right now is you got a veteran in Flacco. He's hurt. Kenny Pickett is hurt. Dylan Gabriel, one of those quarterbacks, is hurt. You have 2 healthy quarterbacks that can go tonight. Shedeur is probably going to play 3 quarters, and then Snoop Huntley's going to come in, who they just recently signed this week, and probably play the 4th quarter.
He's there for paychecks. He's there to just help them out.
That's it.
He's not going to be on the team. Huntley's there to cash a check.
Final Four Troy says being a quarterback drafted by the Browns is being setting up to fail.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just by nature.
Dave Canales last year in his first year, your former offensive coordinator at Tampa, did not play starters in his first 2 preseason games. He is going to play the starters tonight for just a little bit. I've got the Panthers. That's your free play today, minus the 6. I think Shedeur is going to press. I think they'll continue their narrative, and there will be people out there that everybody wanted to see him fail, and they set him up for failure. I agree with you. He's the only healthy quarterback out there that they really want on the roster. He's got to play, but I do think he's going to struggle tonight.
And what an opportunity, though. I mean, he's getting an opportunity. That's the way I would look at it. Because it may not be the ones for Cleveland. Are they playing the ones?
Yeah, they're going to play their ones.
Okay, so they've got he's playing with the ones. How many quarterbacks who get drafted in the 3rd round never get to go out in preseason and play with the ones?
Yeah, and that setting up to fail would be playing with the crap players.
I've got to go out with the threes.
That's right. You're going to be.
Yeah, I mean, think of guys who've been good at Alabama and Auburn. All right. Do you think A.J. McCarron got to go out with the ones his first time? You think Greg McElroy got to go out with the ones? Do you think Barker or Stan White ever got to play with the ones? They had to go make teams.
That's right.
They had to go make teams with the 2s and the 3s. Shedeur's at least getting a chance with the 1s.
Who was was it McCarron that was telling us the story, right? When Saban kept playing him with the 4s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Saban was trying to get to him and kept playing him with the 4s, and he thought he should be playing with the 1s. But being set up to fail would be playing with the crap players. Shedeur Sanders is going to get a shot most rookies don't get, by
Let
the
me
way.
pull this back. 56 minutes ago, Kevin Stefanski, starters will not play in the preseason opener.
Okay.
But
at least he's playing with the 2s.
No,
he's starting, though.
But you're playing with the best players that are going to play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what do they want him to do? I mean, I don't know what you want from Shedeur Sanders. Like, if you just put him in the 4th quarter and gave him 1 quarter of garbage time, you're setting him up to fail. He didn't get to play with the better players. All right, you're going to play him with the better player. I mean, what are you supposed to do here?
That's exactly right. If they had buried him,
that's right.
If they had started Huntley and played him in the second half for 2 drives with the 3s or 4s, it'd be like they're not even going to give him a chance.
That's right.
Not going to give him a chance.
But I mean, look, I think this is going to be fun to watch. Not only do you see Shedeur, and it's said that Stefanski's going to play his second team guys, but we'll also get to see Dylan Sampson, who was so good for Tennessee last year in that backfield. Harold Fannin Jr. out of Bowling Green, the tight end that a lot of people believed at one particular time last season was going to be the first tight end. He fell down the board a little bit. But, I mean, with him playing with 2s, I don't think he's played with the 2s this camp.
Well, I don't know if it has changed. They're talking about it right now on SportsCenter or on ESPN. I don't know if it's changed, but I saw the graphic just a couple days ago where he was doing a media availability, and the ESPN graphic at the bottom said, has taken 0 snaps with the ones
I
this
remember
camp.
that. I saw that. Yep.
0 snaps with the ones this camp. And according to Kevin Stefanski, that will continue tonight. Yeah. 0 snaps with
So
the
he's
ones.
going out with his crew.
He's going out with the crew he's been working with, at least. I don't know. This seems like a tremendous opportunity to me that this early in your NFL career, you're going to get to play what you say might be 3/4 of preseason football.
I mean, that's what people are saying, that there's a good chance that he plays a full 3/4.
And what if he does well?
And what if he does well?
Yeah.
Then that's going to be – look, I mean, this – if for whatever
I don't like
reason,
this. If I'm Dylan Gabriel, I don't like.
If Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel ends up playing well this season and becomes their starter, you think about what they can do with those 2 first-round picks next year.
They can do a lot.
Now, this is one of those games, though. You guys would never watch this. A
100%.
Friday night NFL Network game preseason with the Panthers and the Browns.
Yep.
But because it's Shedeur,
I've got interest.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
agree 100% with you.
Oh, I'd be mad if this was a Monday or Thursday night regular season game. I would be. God, I wish I had a better game to watch tonight. Browns and Panthers.
Unless Shedeur is getting the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like a game played in England.
And you do get to see Bryce Young out there.
Yeah.
And boy, people don't realize this.
5'9", 170. Let's throw him out in the preseason.
You don't want to play anybody, do you?
Nobody was watching.
These games should not happen.
We talked about QBR is kind of the formula that a lot of people believe in. Bryce Young had the 3rd best QBR amongst starting quarterbacks the final 4 weeks of the season last year. People don't notice, but he was really good the final month.
Yeah, I believe that games, if we're going to suit them up and actually hit each other, they should count. I'm an old college football guy. No exhibition, man. Just let's go play.
I think the players would agree with you.
I'm with you, yeah.
Let's play games. All right. College football news. Alabama and Auburn scrimmages this weekend. Give me one thing you want to see coming out. We won't see any of it. But when it's all said and done, other than no injuries, give me one thing you want to hear coming out of, we'll go Auburn first. One thing you want to hear coming out of Auburn scrimmage this weekend.
Well, I would love to hear that Jackson Arnold has a ton of confidence because he lost all of his confidence last year, and for good reason.
Well, I mean, Hugh's been saying at every opportunity back to regions and then at SEC Media Days, I've talked to DJ Durkin. We're going to make sure he comes out with good confidence.
And they should because, I mean, the poor guy got beaten to death last year behind a bad offensive line. He had no skill around him. Everybody was banged up. Now he needs to have – if he comes out of the gate and he's playing with his ultimate confidence, I mean, sky's the limit, in my opinion, for Jackson Arnold.
Now, for me, it's running backs. I want to know that the Auburn running game – it's not going to be Jarquez Hunter, but by committee, usually Auburn's got a good running game, good running back. I want to know about that. Brownie, what about you?
I'm kind of with you on that. This offensive line, because I think if you see that they've run the ball well, but it's a pretty good Auburn defensive front. If you're getting ones-on-ones, that's the thing you never know about fall camp scrimmage statistics is, how much of that is 1 versus 1. But if it's 1v1 and Auburn's able to move the ball on the ground, that's a pretty good Auburn defensive front they're moving it against. And that tells me this offensive line that probably is Auburn's – I don't know how far back I'd have to go to say this is Auburn's best offensive line since maybe 2017. Do I have to go that far back?
It's definitely going to be pre-Harsin. I know that.
Okay, well, I'm getting pretty close to 2017 at that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2017, I don't know how far back I have to go. But I think this has potential to be in Auburn's best O-line since whatever that number is.
Got an All-American candidate at center. You got 2 transfer portal tackles.
That's a great start.
That's a great place to start. In Tuscaloosa, their first big scrimmage, again, other than injuries. What are you looking for? I'm going to go running game there, too. I want to see No Justice Haynes, Jam Miller, and the rest of that crew, what they can do.
I was asked yesterday on with our friends Chip and Zay in Austin, how good is Jam Miller going to be? And I was like, I assume he's going to be really good. There was a time that, pick the position, but you had dominant running back after dominant running back for Nick Saban. And, you didn't have that last year. So I am very interested to see, is it going to be Jam Miller? Is it going to be running back by committee? But I'm going to go up front defensively on the edges. Who's going to pressure the quarterback? Your leading sack guy last year, you talked about Jahad Campbell, is on to the Philadelphia Eagles. They only had 25 sacks as a total unit last year. As good as the defense ended up in November, they've got to get more pressure on the quarterback.
I mean, I don't know what statistic I would look for here. I guess what I would say is this won't show up in the statistics. Maybe it will. If so, you start to worry about your quarterbacks. But this secondary, I'm fascinated by this Alabama secondary. It can be one of the best in the nation, but you got a lot of new parts in there too. So, I will be interested if Kane Womack speaks afterwards or Kalen DeBoer addresses this afterwards, specifically what they say about the Alabama secondary.
Listen, some of Alabama's best teams under Nick Saban was erratic at best when it comes to special teams. I'm right about this, right? New punter, new kicker, new long snapper. New everything in special teams. That's something to keep an eye on as well. All right, so there you go. A little Alabama-Auburn camp talk, a little NFL preseason tonight that continues with 3 games, Cleveland and Carolina at 6 on the NFL Network. You also have Lions, Falcons, and Commanders and Patriots all happening tonight, and then a full slate on Saturday and Sunday. By the way, Brown, 12 noon Sunday, NFL Network, you get your Dolphins and Bears. All action in Chicago.
Already got the DVR set, my friend.
Perfect. God bless you. And God bless America. All right, when we come back, we're going to play a little first loss game. We do this every year. We'll roll through some of the SEC contender schedules, and we'll buzz in when we think that team gets their first loss. The show being brought to you by 2 great sponsors. One of them, our friends at Bojangles Brownie.
Bojangles. It can be bow time for you at lunch today at Bojangles. You can enjoy some of those great hand-breaded tenders. From sweet to heat, they've got 7 sauces. We'll definitely add a little extra flavor to every bite. You love that sweet, try honey mustard. That tang, try barbecue. That heat, try creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. Smooth and creamy. How about house-made ranch, jalapeno ranch, or classic bow sauce? Ready and waiting at Bojangles. Head there, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's bow time.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. They're there for your health, and not just for the men either. They'll take care of the ladies in your life as well. But, guys, if you're listening to me right now here in the next round, remember, prostate health early detection can literally save your life. Prostate health, the kidney stones, everything in between, they have you covered. With 16 locations, find the one near you, 205-930-0920, 205-930-0920, or urologycentersalabama.com. For over 70 years, UCA has provided state-of-the-art, patient-centered urologic care with integrity and compassion. That's why I use urologycentersalabama.com. urologycentersalabama.com.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
It is the first college tailgate party of the season. Boiling and Bragging, Saturday, October 16th, 6 to 8:30 in Mountain Brooks Crestline Village near O'Neill Library. Come enjoy great food, kids games, live music, and support your favorite team at Boiling and Bragging. This annual event benefits the Critical Care Transport Team at Children's of Alabama. Saturday, August 16th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. in Mountain Brooks Crestline Village. For more information, visit boilinginbragging.org. That's the letter N, boilinginbragging.org.
No matter the occasion, the Next Round store has you covered with whatever you need. Head over to nextround.store and start filling your cart up now. When you wear your gear, make sure to let us know by posting on socials, and you might just end up seeing yourself during a commercial break. Go browse now at nextround.store and place your order before the break ends.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
If you're looking to expand business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us. Send an email to sales@nextroundlive.com to be a part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential customers on our ever-expanding platform. Join our existing partners in the fastest-growing media space, both live and on demand, and reach the most desirable audience for your business. Get information and more by emailing sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Dum, dum, dum. It's always this song, man.
It makes you think of what?
Anxiety.
The Hunting Wives.
Yeah. By the way, everybody talked about the sheriff scene last night on social media. I don't know if it's because I said it and my devices heard me, but TikTok was reacting. Everybody's talking about the sheriff and that loaded gun. Before LT tells us about Odie's, I want to wish a happy birthday to 88-year-old Wimp Sanderson today.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday, Coach. 88 years old.
I'm glad you told me.
I actually saw it on social media. A lot of people were wishing him happy birthday. I think Ryan Phillips is the reporter over in Tuscaloosa that I saw it on social media. But Wimp Sanderson, 88 years old.
Yeah, happy birthday, Coach.
I was texting with him just a couple of weeks ago, and obviously he lost Annette not long ago, and she had been by his side for a very, very long time. So just checking in on Coach every now and again and making sure he's still playing golf. And told him me and Dunaway are going to come over there and take some of his money on the golf course. Yeah. How do you think he reacted to that?
I'm no good anymore, guys.
No, I just give you the money and you don't have to come over here.
Yeah, I will tell you that, and I tweeted this out, he is not the last coach, but he was the first coach to bust my ass when I first got into television to tell me to ask better questions.
Did he?
Like,
he didn't sugarcoat anything. So was it, hey, you need to ask better questions?
101, and I asked him. It was a one-on-one interview. I was at CBS 42. I mean, I probably had been out of college 3 months, and this was the end of the '80s where Wimp was in his heyday, and I got to do a one-on-one with him, and I was like 3 horrible questions. I don't remember what they were. And at the end, I'd say, "Thank you, Coach, for doing that." And he's like, "Man, you need to ask better questions. You need to do more homework before you come talk to me again." In a nice way. I mean, in a Wimp way.
As nice as Wimp's going to be.
It was a Wimp way. Yeah, I would learn to find out that was a loving way of him saying he liked me.
It was funny when me and Brown were at the landing down at Parker Creek and interviewing Herb on a Mystery Fifth Hour.
Yep.
And Herb was talking about the infamous Wimp Gene Bartow,
that
where
made news.
Herb was like, Coach, you're on the air. And he goes, I better not be.
That's bad news.
I better not be.
Yeah.
Hey, our friends at Odie's bringing you those memories.
Odie's Tavern, great place to go all weekend long for lunch, for dinner, for the live music tonight, tomorrow night. Watch a little preseason action in there. Had an opportunity to stop in last Saturday night. Just such a fun place. The original location in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Both locations, great food from Rodney Davis, the award-winning wings. Of course, great sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, ice cold beer buckets, the Odie's famous styrofoam cup cocktails. Get in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
Okay, everybody test your buzzers. Forsher is going to read contenders in the SEC, and when they get the first loss, he'll read out a name. We'll know which team we're doing. He'll say at so-and-so or home to so-and-so. And if nobody answers, he'll go to the next one. He'll go to the next one until we beep in. Beep,
Okay.
beep, beep. That's what mine sounds like. Beep, beep, beep.
Mine's going to be.
What about yours, LT? Okay. Yours is a basketball. Somebody's checking in. Somebody's checking in at the B team game, the junior varsity game at a local gym. All right. Which one are we starting with, Forrester? Forrester's going to read it through this.
All right, we're going to start out with Texas.
Y'all going early. I know it.
Go ahead.
All right, at Ohio State.
I don't feel great about this anymore. I felt really good about Ohio State. What causes me to pause a little bit is now Ryan Day's like, man, we have not figured out this quarterback. It's coming down to the last minute.
He is so full of
He's
BS.
playing a game. It's good complexion.
He might be, but I do think last year it was better for this offense. They knew Will Howard was the guy, and the problem they've got is Texas might have the best defense in all of college football.
They
I would
do.
not be surprised if this is like a 13-10 game. So I am scared to death. I lean staying away from this game outside of maybe playing the under, but I will lean Ohio State at home. They're only a 2.5-point favorite right now.
Listen, I do love the under in the game. I understand what you're saying, and I think both coaches will be uber conservative because it is 1 versus 2. But I had it written down. Ohio State quarterback down to the wire. If it's not Julian Sayin, then they got problems. If he's not named the starter before the game, and he doesn't take every snap in that game, they got problems. Not just in that game, for the whole season.
And it would be hard to see. I was meeting with one of our friends, one of our clients yesterday at Walk-Ons, and the bartender looked up. We started talking about Ty Simpson. He's like, I think he's going to be really good. But there are a lot of Alabama fans that are a little skeptical. And we just hadn't seen bad Alabama quarterback play, and you've never seen bad quarterback play really under Ryan Day, have you?
No, not really.
Not bad. No. I mean, even when they lost, Will Howard wasn't bad.
No, he ended up being a really good quarterback. He was a little shaky at times, but ended up being really good.
Okay, so keep going. So Brown has not beeped yet.
San Jose State.
Speed it up.
UTEP.
Yep.
Sam Houston.
Yep.
At Florida.
That's their first loss.
Oh,
they lose to the Gators. Biggest win for Billy Napier ever.
I do feel better about Florida beating them than Ohio State. There's just something about that game.
Wait, you feel better about Florida beating them?
Well, he's just being consistent, though. Yeah.
But you.
He beat them because you're just trying to be consistent, right? You've said this all
I think
season.
they're going to lose both of those games.
But you feel better.
But I feel better about Florida. If you were like, which one of those games for sure do they lose?
Okay,
I would go Florida.
I see what you're saying. Okay, what's the next team?
Next up, we're going to go with the other new guy, Oklahoma.
Not clunky at all, by the way.
Hey,
He had told me it may be clunky changing from schedule to schedule.
No, I like it. Very smooth.
It wasn't clunky at all.
Yeah,
It was
very smooth, Scott.
Yeah.
Illinois State. Michigan.
Okay.
I think they're going to get a little surprise from Michigan, week 2.
I think Michigan's going to be good, but if Bryce Underwood rolls into Norman with Venables and all this pressure and the money they paid Mateer, boy, that would be a tough loss. I do not agree with that.
For the other two buzzers, keep going.
At Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn.
Ooh.
Kent State. Texas.
Ding, 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 ding. LT and I 2 for 2 right now.
Look at you two.
Yeah, I think LT beat me to it. Answer it for us.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be one of those matchups. I've just got this weird feeling that Texas is going to have 2 losses, and then they're not going to lose again the entire regular season. They'll run it off. They'll end up 10-2. They'll get into the college football playoff. I think Oklahoma will come in with all this fanfare. And I just think it's going to be an interesting storyline that everyone's like, oh, my God, the undefeated team is Oklahoma. And then things get real for Oklahoma. And I could see as much as Texas flips it around and doesn't lose again, Oklahoma takes a lot of shots down the stretch.
Yeah, they could have beaten Michigan and Auburn both at home, and you really have they even beaten anybody yet?
Yeah, I mean, 2 good quality helmet wins, but we're not going to know a ton.
Or that could be 2 huge wins by the time we get to the end of the year. Michigan and Auburn could be better than anybody expects. All right, so everybody's buzzed. Next team.
Texas A&M.
Okay.
UTSA. Utah State. At Notre Dame.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, look at Lance.
I'm going to hold out. I'm starting to get a little feeling about Elko in year 2. I mean, coaches have better year 2s. Year 1 wasn't bad. And I think we might be sleeping on Marcel Reed a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, if Marcel Reed is good, I mean, really big part of any given Saturday. More on that later on. I do like Elko. I like their defense. Boy, if you're going to play an under in a game all year, I don't know what this will come out.
Notre Dame, Texas A&M?
But I think this one's going to be
42 total.
42 is a low total. It might be 38 to 42. I would say more 40ish.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll approach this game like it's Army Navy.
you just want both teams to play
Keep
well.
going for me, Forrester.
Yeah, let's go. Keep
Auburn.
going.
Mississippi State. Florida. At Arkansas.
Oh.
Arkansas is going to beat somebody they shouldn't.
I thought it was
There's
Notre
going to
Dame.
be all this fanfare. A&M 6-0, and at that point, what do you think? A&M's like 7th or 8th nationally?
Top 10 for sure.
Yeah. And then they lose at Arkansas.
Yeah, by the way, should be noted that game now on campus, not anymore at Jerry's World, so it's literally in Fayetteville.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
All right.
Boy, I tell you what, they can't get to. They can't be an 8-win team if they got 6-0 already, can they? It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. Yeah.
They can win 7 though. They could lose the rest
They
of them.
still
Except
got
Samford.
So if they lose to Arkansas, they still got to look at that. At LSU, at
that's true. I guess they could be an 8-win
South
team.
Carolina,
Yeah.
and then at Texas.
I spoke too soon on that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Did all 3 of you buzz in?
Yeah, we did.
done.
Yep.
We're done.
Okay, let's go Gators.
All right, Florida.
Long Island, the Sharks.
I'm not even sure that's a real game. I think that is a fake EA Sports team.
Is that Bishop Sycamore?
Yeah.
Yes.
South Florida. At LSU.
I did not buzz.
They do not survive the Bayou.
Yeah, this game's always weird, though, and it's always the unpredictable game. Would you give me that? If it looks like LSU's the better team, Florida wins. Florida looks like the better team, LSU wins.
Fun crossover rivalry back when we had divisions.
Yeah, we'll get to LSU in a little bit with Clemson. Be interested to see what buzzers go off there. But this is a really difficult game for Lagway on the road. I just think LSU is going to be really good.
Okay, Brown still holding his buzzer over there.
At Miami.
So I think they're going to thread this needle. They're going to win at LSU, lose at Miami, and after a bye beat Texas. I think this Florida team is going to be so fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
There was probably a time where Florida fans would be like, the one game I don't want to lose Miami. Florida fans would love, hey, well, give us the Miami loss and give us those other wins.
Jim just gave me his dismissive chuckle. He doesn't think I'm right. But.
No, you're dismissive chuckle because you're going with a guy who's a great coach Sunday through Friday, you've said 1,000 times, and he's going to get a big win on Saturday?
He's won a few games,
Have they
Jim.
moved that game to a Thursday or Friday?
Yes, he's not winless in his coaching career.
I mean, the best thing about Notre Dame Miami is that it's not played on Saturday, so it gives Mario a chance in your eyes. Okay, next team.
South Carolina.
Oh, South Kakalaki.
At the opener in Atlanta against Virginia Tech.
Oh, Jim. Whoa, Jim.
It's a big number.
I didn't do it, though.
Okay, South Carolina State. Vanderbilt. At Missouri.
Ooh.
No.
Nope.
Kentucky.
God, they survived September unbeaten.
At LSU.
Yeah, they got everybody. Got us all.
All right, then.
Yeah.
I mean, they better open with a strong September because if they don't,
Yeah, boy, it's trouble.
back end is where it really gets difficult for Beamer.
But boy, if they've only lost to LSU, they've just got to they've Oklahoma, Alabama, at Ole Miss, at Texas A&M, and then that one loss gets them into Atlanta probably.
Well, okay, no. So
and then Coastal Carolina and Clemson to end with.
You take that loss at LSU. I believe with their schedule at 9-3, they get into the college football playoff.
Maybe.
can you find only 2 losses or less moving
So
forward?
if they lose at LSU,
yeah.
I mean, they could lose at home to Alabama and at home to Clemson.
And at home to Oklahoma.
No. I'm saying if they got 3 total losses and they are at LSU, at home to Alabama, and at home to Clemson, those could be 3 playoff teams. These could be 3 top 8 playoff teams that you've lost to.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, even if they are 4-1 coming out of LSU, I don't feel good about them only losing 2 games.
No, I agree completely
I think
with
they've
you.
still got 3 more losses.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Tennessee
Good. Oh, Rocky Top.
got Syracuse in Atlanta.
Tougher game than people expect.
Oh, tougher game than the experts say, huh?
ETSU, Georgia. All of you.
Ding, 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 ding.
That was an easy
Boy,
one.
I tell you, Heupel opens 3-0 and then beats UAB.
Mississippi State, Arkansas.
Clay Travis, who has brought that game up multiple times. If Tennessee did beat Georgia and Neyland, it does open up.
Boy, it does.
And they're
but
probably undefeated coming to
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
It becomes a really expensive ticket. If you're an Alabama fan, you probably don't want to see that if you don't have tickets in hand yet.
Yeah, go ahead and buy them.
Ole Miss. Starting out with Georgia State. At Kentucky.
They have a Kentucky
Well,
problem.
They got a
but-
Kentucky issue, but I'm going to give them this one.
Yeah, I will too.
Arkansas. Tulane. LSU.
Ding, 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 ding.
The crazy thing about that, we all agree, but Ole Miss is probably a 2.5-point dog. Man, that game's
No, it's a difficult
pick.
game. No, it's a difficult game, no doubt about it.
that is so random. They got Washington State.
It really is. But boy, you want to catch them without Mateer, right? I mean, this is, of course, they get to play Mateer against Oklahoma.
I mean, their last 2 quarterbacks, Cam Ward and John Mateer.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, if Mateer goes and tears it up at Oklahoma,
Isn't that nuts?
yeah.
I would never tell anybody how to do social media, but if you want to send these out individually, Scott, over the course of the weekend, tag a little, Ole Miss people in it.
I got you, Jim.
I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm doing. What's next?
Auburn.
Oh, Auburn.
Don't know what I'm.
At
Wait.
Baylor.
I thought we were only doing the contenders.
Oh,
I'm only kidding.
Jim.
I'm kidding.
wow.
I'm
Make
kidding.
sure you tag
Wow.
over to that one. Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go.
All right, go.
At Baylor. Friday night.
Come on, Lance. You've been. Nope. He's not going to.
I mean, I'm leaning Auburn
You're not
still,
gonna hit
but
your
I don't
buzzer?
feel great about it
Jim?
now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ball State. South Alabama. At Oklahoma.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ooh, 3-0. That's a good sign for Auburn.
Yeah,
All 3 of us.
Nobody
did.
saved the graphic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of those 2 they'll lose at Oklahoma or at A&M.
Well, if they survive September and are 5-0, they are the story of college football.
Yeah.
Because would you think at that point, I mean, you probably have ranked wins over, I think Oklahoma's going to beat, let's just say Oklahoma and Texas A&M are both ranked. I mean, Auburn at that point is 12-13 nationally.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, if they're unbeaten, going into the
Yeah.
Georgia game, absolutely. I mean, road wins at Baylor, Oklahoma, Texas A&M may have the best resume in the country at that point. But even if they're 3-3, if they lose all those ones you think they could lose there, after that, the only other losable game, in my opinion, is Alabama.
I don't know how you say that.
I'm just saying, Missouri is going to suck this year. At Arkansas, Kentucky, at Vandy Mercer. Auburn's roster is so much better than those teams.
No, I do think the roster is better.
Rosters win games.
No,
Put that on a T-shirt.
I get that. I think Arkansas is going to be tougher than most people expect, though.
Who's next? Arkansas, not a contender.
Georgia.
We're not doing Arkansas. Georgia.
Marshall. Austin P. Tough couple of opener.
Boy, I tell you
games
what,
there.
you get that on the season ticket
He really
package.
eased into this thing.
Is Georgia playing the starters in the preseason games?
At Tennessee. Nobody. Alabama.
Oh, me and Lance, not Jim. I just think Georgia's got an Alabama problem.
They do. I mean,
Yep.
look, is the number not 1-6? Kirby against Alabama. He's blown a couple of, substantial leads against Alabama, but even in year one against Caleb DeBoer mopped the floor in the first 30 minutes. Now Georgia did come back and
But he still blew the lead.
made it respectable. Yeah. I just think this Alabama team is going to be really good, and I do think that this will be a situation where, the storyline is going to be Kirby's got an Alabama problem, right?
Yep.
Going into that game,
No doubt.
Can two things be true? Can Alabama will be a really, really good team and lose at Georgia?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
they
so,
can,
too.
yeah.
I
Georgia
think so,
could be
too.
a really good team and lose at home to Alabama. Yeah, I think both those are true.
Yeah, I think that can be true. I mean, I think there's a possibility we'll see in a second that Alabama could lose that Georgia game and maybe not lose again in the regular season. They could be 11-1 with only a loss at Georgia. Yeah, but I'm going to keep going on Georgia.
Oh, wait a minute.
I have not beeped yet on Georgia. So
Kentucky. At Auburn. Ole Miss. Florida.
Wow.
At Mississippi State. At Georgia.
Wait a minute.
Nope, I'm sorry, Texas.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, wow.
I'll take Texas late there. Texas goes into Sanford Stadium in November and gets them.
Hey, Georgia fans will take that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right back in the playoffs, right back in Atlanta.
Their only loss.
Yeah.
We got everybody now, right?
No.
No.
Oh,
no, we
no.
do not. Okay.
Everybody's buzzed. I thought you meant
Everybody
we got
on
every
Georgia,
team. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
LSU. At Clemson.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
Death Valley Jr.
Me and Lance got them winning. How about that?
I
Lance?
don't know.
My national championship pick loses 2 games in the regular season.
Hey, look, it happened last year. I can't laugh too hard.
At Clemson, and then they'll lose later on to somebody, either Alabama or Oklahoma.
Oh,
But
man,
I think Alabama.
Boy, I'm kind of with Brown. Like, I'm so excited about that game because you do have 2 established quarterbacks. You've got a really good atmosphere, and you have got a coach that desperately needs an opening season win.
Oh, 100%. But I think LSU gets it.
I'll take Clemson's defense in that one. Okay, these 2 are holding on. Keep going on LSU.
La Tech. Florida.
Obviously, I picked Florida to win this game earlier, so I'm being consistent here. Go.
Southeast Louisiana. At Ole Miss. South Carolina. At Vandy. Texas A&M. At Alabama.
By that time, LSU's what, number 3 in the nation?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah. If Alabama has beaten Georgia, boy, that becomes
game of the century.
Game of the century time.
I don't know who I've got Alabama losing to now.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to have to tell us.
Is it coming up?
We're going to find out.
Who's the last one, Forrester?
That would be the Crimson Tide. At Florida State. La Monroe. Wisconsin. At Georgia.
Ding, 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 ding. Previously discussed.
All right, yep, we've hit that one.
Vandy. At Missouri.
I've unplugged my dinger now because I didn't have them losing again.
Keep your dinger in your pants.
Call UCA about that.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
You can plug your dinger back in.
I appreciate your early detection.
At South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Are
Both
you
of
guys
us.
kidding me?
Nope.
Are y'all buying into this high?
You know when
it's just an
Alabama
upset.
loses a game, you typically
Yep.
get some of the best quarterback play out there. Lenore Sellers, very, very capable of that.
It's just an
That is
upset.
a very hostile environment that is underrated.
Night game. It's either 2:30 or primetime kick. It's going to be at night. It's going to be hot.
And look at
Nick
the two.
Saban. Nick
look at the
Saban,
two
guys.
rivals it's between though. Tennessee and LSU.
That's right. It's just a bad spot in the schedule.
Nick Saban won a national championship, had a lot of people back, went into Columbia in 2010. It was no problem.
None whatsoever.
No problem. Oh, wait, they lost that game.
There was no sandstorm in that one.
Oh, I can see.
And what happened last year? Like I thought South Carolina was pathetic. After that first half against Alabama, I was like, man, this South Carolina team, Shane Beamer, I don't know what's going on here. And then they flipped the script and the rest of their season, although they lost that game, it gave them a ton of momentum.
Alabama's a much better team, but that's how upsets happen. And I just think it's a tough spot in the schedule. Look, Alabama, I think that's their only loss, honestly.
It's to South Carolina on the road.
Yep, that's it.
I would tell you this about South
In the
Carolina.
regular season.
Dylan Stewart, unbelievable. He's the Lenore Sellers of the defense.
Yep.
I think they lost almost everybody else on their front seven defensively.
But this is late October. They got a chance to fix that.
Yeah. Well,
this is South Carolina
Jim, it's
football.
plug and play.
Is there a trade deadline?
It's plug and play at South Carolina, man.
I'm just saying, when South Carolina loses games this year, it's going to be because of defensive side of the football guys not named Dylan Stewart.
Okay.
He will be triple teamed by the time Alabama rolls in there.
We'll see.
All right, that is our first loss of the year. We do it every year before we get to the season.
I love the fact that South Carolina had ball in hand with a chance to win in Bryant-Denny last year, and everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe you picked South Carolina." It's on the road.
I just explained to you
I know
why South Carolina is not the same team.
I
this
get
year.
it.
They got two great stars. Yeah. Other than that, they're the New York Jets.
Okay. All right.
All right. Show being brought to you by our friends at A+. Brownie, tell us about how they changed yours and Lance's house.
And they really did. They redid the master bath in the Brown house. They did some work in the kitchen in Lance's house, and they can do work in your house as well. Brad Bell is the guy. When it came time to redo our master bath, Jennifer Brown, my beautiful wife, scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad Bell was the guy she found after talking to many contractors, people that had used certain contractors. She picked Brad Bell, and I am so glad she did. His crews did tremendous work. It started when he came on the visit, and we're like, here's our vision. It's a little light in here. We want it darker. It's a little bit outdated. We want to update it. He said, you give me your vision. I'll make it happen. He did that to a T. He specializes in master bath kitchen and master bedroom closets. Not to say that's all he does, but it's what he specializes in. So if you want to see more, AlabamaBathRemodels.com is the website, AlabamaBathRemodels.com, or just give Brad a call, 205-422-1758, 205-422-1758.
Hey, if you're looking for a place to watch all of your preseason NFL action, what about our friends at Twin Peaks? Check out Shedeur Sanders in that first preseason start tonight when the Browns take on the Panthers. Sit back, enjoy the 29-degree cold draft. No one does happy hour like our friends at Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they've got everything from tequila cocktails, an extensive bourbon category, to top-shelf spirits and cocktails served over the ice balls, local craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Round out that adventurous drink menu second to none. And don't forget, again, about the 29-degree draft served in 3D with all the Twin Peaks girls running around. Stop into one of those great locations today for lunch, dinner, preseason action. It's Twin Peaks.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
As we all know, there's no off season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Auburn, join us over on thebarnauburn.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on thebarnauburn.com.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Yep. Hour number 2 of the show here. Todd Fuhrman in just a second to talk about the upcoming weekend in the National Football League. One note I did want to bring up about any given Saturday that was out there. The Netflix documentary, it finally got to some Texas A&M. I thought Elko came off looking good.
Yeah.
I really, really thought Lebby came off looking good at Mississippi State behind the scenes, despite all their losing. I sort of liked his vibe there. Every coach ended up cussing a lot more than I thought they cussed. Like the F. I mean, even when they're speaking to the team, it's not like just yelling on them on the pre, like just normal speech. They're dropping the F-bombs like they're in their 20s, which I guess these guys used to be in their 20s, and they've grown up saying the F word a lot.
And I just think it has become a lot more mainstream. You know, I was reading, if you go to like NBC, their sports coverage online, they don't pull any punches anymore. You used to see the expletives that were kind of like
the
charactered
symbols.
out.
Yeah, they just use the word now.
They just roll with it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Every coach except Hugh Freeze, I walked away with being impressed, and I just think he got a bad editing job. Like they showed everybody else doing football stuff. They never showed Hugh doing football stuff. They showed him doing preacher stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it just came off as a bad edit for Hugh Freeze.
Well, I mean, look, there is when you're doing reality television, it does come down to producers and what they want to show.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Hugh, because Hugh doesn't seem to get on the bad side of a lot of people. Very charismatic, infectious guy. But you get on the bad side of one of these producers, boy, they can put anything out there they want to.
I think you got a bad edit here.
All right, let's go to Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports HQ. Todd Fuhrman with us on the Shedeur hotline. Alexander Shedeur, trial attorneys. He is back after his summer break. And when you hear Fuhrman return to the show, you know football can't be too far away. In fact, Dunaway, we're 2 weeks from week 0 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks from week 0 tomorrow.
That's amazing. Fuhrman, what is up, my man? How are you?
I'm doing well, gentlemen. I've missed you during my summer sabbatical. Always good to get away. But as you mentioned, week 0 will be here before we know it. And a couple of intriguing games to kick things off before the meat of the schedule, Labor Day weekend.
I would agree with you. I mean, Iowa State, Kansas State is probably as good a Ireland game as we've ever had. It's the best one I can remember.
For sure. And when you look at the potential implications for the Big 12, I mean, one of these teams is going to find themselves behind the 8 ball. And for an Iowa State team who always starts their September schedule with the in-state showdown against Iowa, there's a good chance if you drop the game against Kansas State and Ireland, you lose the game in-state, suddenly some of the goodwill that Matt Campbell had built up in getting to the conference championship game last year goes right out the window. My big detraction, though, guys, and this is a little bit more of a rant, I don't love conference games taking place on a truly neutral site overseas, especially this early in the season. But from a casual fan standpoint, it no doubt adds plenty of intrigue.
Are there, we've been getting into win totals, Fuhrman, over the last couple of weeks. Is there a win total that really jumps to you right now, whether it's over that number or under that number?
So probably some of the numbers that are still out there where I've taken some stronger positions this year. I actually think Oregon is a little bit overvalued. When you look at their win total sitting at 10.5, you have to lay $1.50-ish to go under that total. I think it's a team poised to regress. When you look at all the talent that they lost off the roster, the change at quarterback, when you go from experienced types in Bo Nix, who handed the baton to Dylan Gabriel, and now the Dante Moore experience will take off in earnest. Yes, Oregon's schedule extremely favorable. The only game right now that they'd be listed as an underdog comes at the end of September against Penn State. But I think this Oregon team would be thrilled if they could finish the campaign at 10-2, and I just feel like 10.5 is too big a number for this team that has to answer a lot of questions. And while this may make me unpatriotic on some level, I think what goes up might come down in the AAC. And while I'm a believer in Navy and their potential to compete for a conference championship, I'm not a believer in Army. Their win total now sits kind of at 7, even money, pretty much the prevailing price. And I think that's a program that would be thrilled to finish 6-6 and get to the postseason. I just don't see Army getting to that 8-win threshold it's going to take to beat us.
I think I'm right about this. Texas is the first number 1 team ever to open up their first game as an underdog if it goes off that way. I don't think they survived Columbus. What's your take on Texas being number 1, being a slight dog on the road at Ohio State with a quarterback in Arch Manning who everybody will be watching?
You know what, Dunaway, it tells us all we need to know about the evolution of the coaches' polls, the AP polls, versus the way that odds makers assess these teams going into the year. But when you look at that number with Ohio State right around a field goal favorite in the opener, a lot of that is home field advantage, even with the early kickoff in Columbus. Of course, Texas, I'm sure, would love to exact a measure of revenge in a game that doesn't have quite the same stakes as losing in Arlington last year in the college football playoff semifinal. But this is a Texas team, depending on the book, listed as the favorite to win the national title. Some books have them second or third. You mentioned the Arch hype, which I think took an interesting twist yesterday when Archie Manning comes out and says that he doesn't believe Arch is going to be leaving Austin anytime soon, that he'll probably play his 2 years and, much like his uncles, wait to fulfill his eligibility before declaring for the draft. I'm not a buyer in Ohio State early in the season. I think they're going to go through some growing pains in their own right when you look at the change at offensive and defensive coordinator, the change at quarterback in a battle that's a little bit closer, at least from the people I've talked to around that area, than what's led to believe. I do think Julian Sayin earns the job, and a Texas team that has to replace a lot of beef along that offensive line. So while this game is going to garner all of the national headlines, and rightfully so, these are two teams that aren't going to be judged by how they hold up in the season opener, more so along the lines of just getting to the college football playoff and hoping that they're peaking at the right time of the season.
While I was on vacation, Todd Fuhrman is with us, CBS Sports HQ, at Todd Fuhrman on social media, and he's on the Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys Hotline. Auburn, for a moment, I think at FanDuel, was that right, Dunaway, where Baylor briefly was the favorite?
It was FanDuel, yes.
I think the consensus number right now, Fuhrman, is Auburn 1.5 or 2. Did you see that? Can you explain why that might just randomly happen at a place like FanDuel?
Oh, well, it's rare 3 weeks out, guys, where I can tip my hand. And I was part of that Auburn money, bet the Tigers as a 1-point underdog. Think that there's value in Auburn, honestly, all the way up to almost that 3 threshold. When you look at these two teams and some of the preseason expectations, I think this Auburn team will be drastically improved offensively. You know, Jackson Arnold should benefit immensely from some of the protection he'll have in front of him. I like the weapons that Auburn has around him. And for a Baylor team on the flip side of things, you know, Sawyer Robertson is going to garner a lot of headlines. I think he's a player that may find his name called potentially as early as the first day of the NFL draft. But Dave Aranda's defense really didn't do much to kind of upgrade its overall level of talent. And while you never want to take too much away from a bowl game, we saw what SEC caliber speed did against a Baylor defense that really didn't face a Big 12 team with a pulse over the second half of their schedule. So I was a little bit surprised to see Baylor take some money. You can understand how attractive these home underdogs are early in the year. But when that number moved to Pick'em or even Auburn +1, that was a number that we needed to jump on. So I'm part of the Auburn money here and fully agree with them being a 1.5 to 2 point favorite for that Friday night showdown in Waco against the Bears.
Well, if you have Auburn winning that game, where are you on the 7.5 team total right now?
I think there's a little bit of a bigger opportunity to be able to take with Auburn. I don't have much in the way of their win total. When you look through that schedule, there are so many coin flip type games. I do think there's potential for Auburn to kind of put it all together and maybe be a dark horse in the conference. I'd be much more compelled to make a case for them in the SEC, given the talent and everything in front of them, than a team like South Carolina that generates an awful lot of buzz. But you go through the early portion of the schedule, and if they do beat Baylor, they should be able to hold serve against Ball State and South Alabama. That's where things start to get interesting with back-to-back road trips to Norman and College Station, and then a home date against Georgia. So you could start the campaign 3-0 and lose a lot of that goodwill, suddenly being 3-3 by the middle of October, needing to fight to get to that 8-win spot. The market that I did attack, because I am a little bit of a believer in Auburn, I was willing to take a flyer on Jackson Arnold as a Heisman Trophy winner. I think a price tag of 50-1 or greater makes some sense. He's probably the best fit pivot that Hugh Freeze has had since taking over there on the Plains. Much better to run this offense than a Peyton Thorne and some of the other guys we've seen. So I think that's the way that if everything comes together for Auburn, Jackson Arnold's got to kind of be the catalyst in all of it. So happy to take a flyer on him to win the Heisman, but no real strong convictions when I look at their win total or odds to win the SEC.
All right, NFL conversation with Todd Fuhrman now, brought to you by our friends at Walk-Ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro, 3 great locations here in the area. And you're home away from home when it comes to watching the NFL this evening and this weekend. From home, from made-from-scratch dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, and the craft beer selection that we love so much for every occasion. It's our friends at Walk-Ons. Fuhrman, Shedeur Sanders. Everyone's saying we're setting him up to fail. I don't believe that. I think we're setting him up to succeed. How much of a watch is Shedeur Sanders tonight against Carolina for you?
Oh, I think this is as much intrigue as you're going to have around a preseason game, especially on a 3-game slate tonight, with Shedeur getting a chance to take reps. We'll call it the first team, but we know it'll be a lot more second and third team guys. When you look at the betting market, we've seen the anti-Shedeur sentiment start to enter, but a lot of that has to do with Dave Canales saying that we will see the Carolina Panthers starters, and it's why Carolina's gone from a 2-point favorite out to nearly a touchdown, 6.5. With one of the lower totals you'll see even by preseason standards, did dip to 32. We're now at 33. But I think Shedeur should relish these opportunities. Look, he probably wasn't going to get that much in the way of burn early on, but with the injury to Kenny Pickett on the hamstring, Dylan Gabriel being nicked up as well, Joe Flacco being 52 years old and probably not needing preseason reps, this gives the Browns organization a perfect opportunity to see what they may have or what they may not have in Shedeur Sanders. So I will definitely be watching, whether it's live tonight or on the replay early tomorrow, to see how he looks, trying to adjust to the speed and physicality of the NFL game. Unfortunately for the Browns, he may get a chance to do so against the Carolina first-team defense. So it'll be a good measuring stick to see exactly how far the rookie has come.
What, and I may be jumping Lance here because I don't know if you were going to ask about Matt Stafford and the Rams, but Matt Stafford is not playing for the Rams right now, and he's got injury situations. I am curious what the guys in Vegas are doing with the LA Rams right now, not knowing how healthy their starting quarterback is going to be.
So we haven't seen much in the way of movement around the Rams in the macro markets. I mean, this was a team that a lot of people were talking about so far this offseason. We saw their price to win the Lombardi Trophy as high as 30-1. That number dipped down to 18-1, and in a lot of books, they were listed as co-favorites with the 49ers to win the NFC West. I think as more and more people have dug into the 49ers schedule, even if you don't love the roster, it's one of the softest that you're going to see in the NFL, and the nice reprieve they get when you finish last in the league last year in the divisions that you stack up against. So the Niners have kind of moved to favorites at a lot of books, but it's not like the Rams number has drifted too far. What I have seen in the way of the week 1 line movement is that this total has come down a touch against the Houston Texans, and contributing factors to this, not just the uncertainty around Stafford's availability, but also the reports out of camp for the Texans, the offensive line struggling, and C.J. Stroud looking a little bit more like the quarterback we saw in his sophomore season than the rookie year. So 46 down to 44.5. I think as we assess Matthew Stafford and what the Rams offense is going to look like, Saturday to Monday when they've talked about him potentially getting back on the field will give us a much greater indication, but there's no reason to believe that Stafford is going to be out there under center for all 17 games, knowing how tenuous this back injury can be, especially for a man one step closer to the retirement home than he is his rookie season.
It is you got to chuckle out of Lance on that one. It is incredibly rare that a non-quarterback absence moves a point spread very much. Am I right about that, guys? I mean,
yeah, you're right about that.
But Micah Parsons is maybe the best overall player in the NFL at times, Fuhrman. If he is not on the field for Dallas, does that change anything, at least in your world?
It does, and I think it makes it that much more intriguing to bet some of the Dallas offensive players over their season-long prop numbers and have to slide up a Dak Prescott, a CeeDee Lamb, or even a George Pickens on your fantasy football draft board, because it tells me that the Dallas Cowboys are going to be in even more shootouts without Micah Parsons than they would be with him. For me, he's a 1.5 point player on the defensive side of the ball. You mentioned him in the same breath as a T.J. Watt for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Myles Garrett. We know how valuable these guys are that can get after opposing quarterbacks, and you've seen how Dallas's defense has really fallen off from an efficiency standpoint and what they've done from a counting stats perspective as well with him out there. So it's going to be interesting to see. Jerry Jones, we know, hasn't exactly handled his business with aplomb over the years. But no movement as far as Dallas's regular season win total is concerned, and you have not seen any movement for their Week 1 Thursday night game on September 4th. Philadelphia is still a full touchdown favorite, and that total sitting at 46.5. Although if Parsons wasn't going to be available, I would expect it to drift up into that key number territory of 47, if not a shade higher.
All right, he is at Todd Fuhrman on social media. Now, your fall schedule will be a little bit different, obviously, with your recent moves. Is that the best place for people to find your content? At Todd Fuhrman, CBS Sports HQ as well?
Well, I mean, the best place is going to be here with you guys on every Friday. So, I mean, let's not bury the lead by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to attacking the college football landscape and such. But, yeah, CBS Sports HQ, for those folks that are NFL fans looking to be a big part of their pro football coverage as I was last year on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But as you mentioned, yeah, bet the board after 750-plus episodes. The changing landscape of the legal sports betting market kind of necessitated a change. And as we always say in business, gentlemen, you guys know all too well, after you made your big move, someone's not going to pay you what you're worth. You have to find other ways to be able to line your pockets. And so bet the board after 11 plus years, we kind of put to bed, at least for now, and we'll see if the landscape changes again, that it could get reincarnated down the road. But it does change a little bit of the content schedule for me as well on the college and pro football side.
As a guy who's counting our shows at 1,010 now, if you do bring Bet the Board back, will it be 751 or will it be show 1? Do you start the count over again?
It's a great question, and it depends. If we bring back the same cast of characters, I think you pick up where you left off. I don't want our show to go from Roseanne into the Connors, where you lose your lead in any capacity on network television. But it's something to think about. And one of the challenges, not to go off on a soapbox here, is that when you look at the NFL landscape as it pertains to sports betting content, there are a lot of fly-by-night personalities that are out there that I don't think were authentic, that sportsbooks have chosen to spend their money with, rather than folks that don't want to encourage you to bet 17-game parlays and go about firing on everything on the big board. So we just felt it was time for a little bit of a shift. But I would say, candidly, Dunaway, there's probably a better chance that you see some bet the board derivative in the NASCAR space hit the market before we get to the NFL.
Ooh, okay, a little tease from Fuhrman there, NASCAR. All right, he is Todd Fuhrman. Follow him for all of that at Todd Fuhrman on social media, at Todd Fuhrman. And as he said, see him on CBS Sports HQ for now. Fuhrman, thank you very much for the time. Have a great weekend. Look forward to next Friday. I love it when we get back going.
Always a pleasure, gentlemen. Can't wait to do another great football season with you guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Todd Fuhrman with us on the Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And our show being brought to you by the great folks at Boiling and Bragging. Speaking of football, Fuhrman's back. That means football is close. Boiling and Bragging is back again. That means football is close.
Yeah, mark your calendars. The first college tailgate party of the season. It is Boiling and Bragging. It's going to be held Saturday, August 16th from 6 to 8:30 right there, Crestline Village near the O'Neill Library in Mountain Brook. This annual event benefits the critical care transport team at Children's of Alabama. For more information, visit bowlingandbragging.com. They'll have the crawfish out there. They'll have all the great food, tailgates from 10 different universities, live music. It's just a great event. I think this is year 13, 12 or 13 for me. But stop in and see us. Again, August 16th. For more information, bowlingandbragging.org.
And our friends at New Life Art, they bring you all the limited edition prints from Daniel A. Moore, including the Iron Bowl history, classic pieces there. The Saban National Championship years, the Bryant Installing National Championship years. You get all that from Daniel A. Moore. You can get cool items, too, like the calendars and the Legacy Continues coffee mugs and so much more. And they've even got a secondary marketplace, like if you're looking to buy some premium prints that maybe are not in circulation anymore or are autographed by some of the greats. You can get those on the website as well, danielmooreart.com, danielmooreart.com. Before we get to the viewing menu, I should. No.
You want me to do that? I got something.
No, I was gonna make. Okay, you got something?
Well,
I was gonna make this the Bo Tender moment of the day, but I don't want to do another spot right now. So give me what you got.
I'll do this. Did you guys? I don't know, and it got so bad. Jacob Hester had to go on social media and calm the LSU fan base down. Did you see that yesterday?
They showed a Ty Simpson pass.
No, they did not show a Ty Simpson pass. It was worse than that. The old camp injury rumor for Garrett Nussmeier that could have been season ending. And apparently it started spreading like wildfire. And then it was accompanied, if I am not mistaken, by the fact that LSU, and it's amazing how often this times out with rumors, and it is almost always misread. What do you think LSU did?
Sent out video of every quarterback but Garrett Nussmeier?
No, that would have been funny. They canceled a previously scheduled media availability. Which happens more than you would know because normally it doesn't get reported.
Yeah, we get emails all the time that says, not for public knowledge, but we're not doing media availability today because nobody cares anyway. Yeah. Hey, we're not going to talk to the offensive lineman today.
Yeah, all we had was a long snapper that could be there. Y'all don't want to talk to him. So it happens more than you would think. But anytime it happens when there's a rumor about a coach getting fired or there's a rumor about a key player getting hurt, everybody reads into it. So it spread like wildfire. Yes, wildfire. That is twice. What am I doing? Calhoun County has come out strong today.
Were you seeing Fire in the Mountain for me?
Hello, Sachs High School.
Is it just wildfire together? You can't enunciate it?
I don't know. I've never had this issue. Wildfire.
Okay, you had to go into your radio voice.
Yeah, wildfire.
If Nussmeier is out, is Michael Van Buren the backup?
I guess. I think that's there too, isn't it? The former Mississippi State quarterback.
Wow, that's the backup.
I think it is.
I think, but I'm not positive.
With all the I think the thought was it was going to be Bryce Underwood, right? I think that's who they thought it would be.
Wow, Van Buren was a big part of any given Saturdays.
Who was he playing for?
He was for Mississippi State.
State, yeah.
Yeah, but they played the Nussmeier decision like it was the. And this is
by the way, I'm pretty sure it is Van Buren.
Such a stage scene, right?
Right.
But you've got Trace Armstrong, who is the agent.
I saw this, yes.
Yeah, he's the agent for Brian Kelly. He's the agent for Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah.
Former John Carroll stand-up.
That's right.
And so Kelly's driving in his car, camera in the front seat, and it shows Trace Armstrong on the CarPlay that he's talking to his client, but he's talking about Garrett Nussmeier. And then when the conversation's over with about Garrett coming back for another year, what's he going to get in the NFL? Well, we need him to come back, blah, blah, blah. And then Brian Kelly looks at the camera and in the mirror to whoever the reporter is sitting in the back or the producer and says, what a world, he's my agent. He's also the agent of the quarterback. And the guy in the back says something. He's like, I know, right? Almost like what interest is he really looking out for? He's looking out for Garrett or he's looking out for mine? I need Garrett Nussmeier back.
That's right. Yeah. But Garrett needs money. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you get a lot of that though. A lot of it happened with Saban. Jimmy Sexton guys a lot of Jimmy Sexton guys coming out of Tuscaloosa.
I saw that on social media, that particular scene, and completely out of context. Like it was just that scene, and it felt a bit staged. Just watching it in that.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Brian Kelly, not a really good actor.
Yeah.
100% staged.
But anyway.
But they played it up like Nussmeier coming back is, and I guess it worked for me before I even saw this. I picked him to win the national championship, but like it was the biggest decision in LSU football history for Nussmeier to come back.
Yes, we got
They're
it.
a championship contender.
Coach stays, I play.
Yeah.
Don't even know where he would have been drafted.
But Hester went on social media yesterday and said, everybody calm down. Garrett Nussmeier is fine. When you see an LSU legend, now obviously he does mornings in New Orleans or in Baton Rouge, throughout Louisiana. But a legend like Hester, when he has to come out and settle the fan base down, you see how wide that rumor had spread by then.
If Jacob was on the show right now, I would say, you say he's fine. Are we talking football fine, or Garrett Nussmeier is going to live? He's in stable condition at a local Baton Rouge hospital. That would be my question to Hester. Is he football fine, like he's playing game one?
Right.
Or is he fine? Garrett's going to be fine. Don't send flowers or anything. He may never play again, but he's going to be fine. I mean, you can read fine a lot.
Okay, let me say exactly. Let me quote him exactly what Jacob Hester said.
Because there's a lot of ways you can go with that. Hey, Jacob's fine, guys. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers. Jacob's fine. I mean, Garrett's fine.
What if I pull it up and say, oh, he took it down? Garrett Nussmeier is good, y'all. You can relax. That was Jacob yesterday.
I'm sure that calmed him down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know how fans are. Jacob yesterday at 3:42. So that's how quickly, like wildfire, it had spread.
Michelson Laser Vision brings you the viewing menu. Brown filling 3 good minutes, going 7 right there as we go to the viewing menu.
205-969-8100, the number that I called back in 2003. If you wear the contacts, you wear the glasses, you are wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. After the procedure, which only took 12 minutes for both eyes, 2015 vision better than 2020. 205-969-8100. Very important. Ask for Amy Toe. The next round sent you. They're going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Real quick, Tyler, this guy that's doing the TV3 that's hosting Get Up today with the mustache.
Yeah.
Brown, could you pull that mustache off?
I mean, I can.
No, that's the Joe. He's the gambling guy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's ESPN's gambling guru, and he does host a midday show for ESPN.
He looks like he's
I forgot what his last name is.
Looks like he's having fun. They're having fun with him. Are you saying, could I grow in a mustache that thick?
Yeah. Would you? I mean, to me, that little 70s mustache, wasn't it popular like 2 years ago? Amazingly, I didn't grow one.
He's got some Armand from season 1 of White Lotus.
Yeah,
You're spot on.
That is a good call.
I can show it to you. I bet he doesn't go back to the office like Armand did.
That is a good call. All right, Tyler, what are you watching?
Did Armand get out of whack in that office?
Oh, man, Armand's character. He's one of the greatest one-season characters in the history of television.
Fantastic.
Would love the sheriff in Maple Brook or Texas or whatever that is on Hunting Wives.
All right, so yesterday I got to see Weapons. A lot of people were calling this one of the best movies of the year, one of the best horror movies ever. That's a lot of hype, but it is a very, very good movie and probably top 5 of the year for me.
Okay, I tried to take Leighton last night because what I'm afraid of is just watching the trailer and hearing different things about it. Is there some kind of crazy twist that everybody's going to be talking about? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to go Sixth Sense, but maybe something in that kind of realm as far as like cat gets out of the bag, crying game, people are talking about it. So I want to see it before people start giving away any of the teasers.
There are a lot of twists, but I wouldn't say there's like a Sixth Sense moment where if you know that going in, the whole movie's ruined.
Okay.
But you definitely want to go in as blind as possible, just because this is very suspenseful and very tense the whole way through. I mean, you're paying attention to every single frame.
So Josh Brolin's a great actor, very intense, and No Country for Old Men, he was fantastic. Julia Garner, when she first came into Ozark, it's a funny character, but I was like, man, she is overplaying this Southern accent. But the more you watch her act, she is very, very good in everything she does. Who's the show stealer in it?
Ooh, I don't know. I really liked Josh Brolin's performance in this. Julia Garner's great in this, but I think Josh Brolin had a better performance.
Okay.
Really recommend it, though, if you haven't seen anything for it. And then we've also got a new release today, Freakier Friday. This is the sequel to Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, with both of them reprising their roles, and it takes place 22 years later, and you've got a new generation getting swapped.
And surprisingly, I bet it looks like Lohan is older than Jamie Lee Curtis now, because she has lived a life, man.
Yeah, she's on those Verizon commercials. I mean, she's tapered down a little bit. She went from 22 to 42 quick.
Yeah, very quickly.
But she's kind of held in there.
Okay, good.
And I give Jamie Lee Curtis a lot of credit because she's had a 50-year career, and a lot of women in Hollywood can't say that.
That's true. I won't be seeing it, but I know plenty of people who will. I cannot put myself through it.
Okay.
And then finally on today's viewing menu, we've got a new Netflix documentary, stolen heist of the century. It's based on the 2003 Antwerp heist. A gang of thieves robbed the impenetrable Diamond Center. Who was behind one of the world's biggest heists, and how did they pull it off? So if you like crime documentaries and you like diamond heists,
yeah.
Well, there you go.
Definitely inside job there.
Ooh, tight. You already calling inside job?
Well, you got to have a hint of an inside job. I mean, somebody's got to know the lay of the land.
you got to have an inside man to get in.
Yeah, or woman sometimes.
Oh, that's
Makes
true.
for a better
Oh,
script.
interesting.
That's what Tyler's watching. It seems like you're watching better stuff lately because you like a lot of things, or either you're getting paid by the industry to say more positive things about the industry.
I wish.
That has been recommended.
Well, okay, when we come back, college football, we'll hear from, I'll tell you what, let's hear from Auburn and Alabama as they get ready for their big scrimmages and the opener. Kane Womack has a thought about playing a new offense in Florida State in that opener with Gus Malzahn. Interesting thought from the Bama defensive coordinator when we come back on the show. That's being brought to you by our friends at CPAP Plus. Man, don't lose sleep over football games this year, and don't lose sleep over a breathing problem. CPAP can help you out.
I ran into our man Joe O'Neill yesterday at Walk-Ons.
What?
SleepHomeAlabama.com. We were talking about just how easy the $199 home sleep test is. You can get information at that website, SleepHomeAlabama.com. Alabama's best home sleep CPAP care companies. Home sleep testing, look, no lab, no insurance, the best CPAP care statewide. Again, it's only $199. You don't have to deal with all the wiring and sleeping at some lab and dealing with the insurance. $199. They're going to send it to you. It is accurate. It's going to tell you whether or not you have sleep apnea. All you got to do is drop your information. They will call you back today. SleepHomeAlabama.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Do you need some refreshed college wear to represent your team this year? Shop Roback's Game Day collection that includes both Alabama and Auburn. From quarter zips to hoodies, Roback has it all. Get 20% off on us using code TNR20 at roback.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
All right, Auburn fans, I want you to become a member of thebarnauburn.com and join in on the fun. Whether it's recruiting discussions, off-season chatter, or the latest Auburn athletics news, we've got it all. Get $25 off your annual subscription when you sign up for your account at thebarnauburn.com today. War Eagle.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, now, a little college football as we roll on. Let's do our Bo Tender moment of the day, brought to you by our friends at Bojangles, Brownie.
It can be bow time for you at lunch today at Bojangles. What goes better with a great dipping sauce? Well, how about a great hand-breaded tender? Good news, they got them both right there at Bojangles. Whether you like sweet or heat, they got you covered right there. If you want that sweet, honey mustard. You want that tang, barbecue. You want that heat, creamy buffalo or peach honey pepper. If you're craving smooth and creamy, the house-made ranch jalapeno ranch or classic Bo sauce ready and waiting. So head to Bojangles, order some hand-breaded tenders with your favorite sauce today. It's Bo time.
Real quickly before we get to the other stuff, our tender moment, just wanted to make a point that you set your DVRs, if you still have those, or however you record your programming. If you're not there live on Friday night, August the 22nd, so that's the Friday night before week 0, so 2 weeks from today, 8 o'clock Central Time on ESPN, a 1-hour special tribute to Lee Corso.
Oh, cool.
And I've seen some clips from this where it has different people like Kirby Smart and them doing not so with pencils that like at SEC Media Days, they shop messages and such, and they're holding pencils not so fast, my friend. And it could be really good. He just turned 90 this week. He's got one more headgear to do for the Ohio State game. So Coach Corso there is a one more ride, and they're going to celebrate him for this hour on August 22nd. So that's all I'll say about that. But
much
I think,
deserved, yeah.
Looking forward to that. I'll watch that for sure. That'll be a fun 1 hour of programming there. All right, back to some college football talk. If you can, Tyler, give me cut number 8 and then cut number 1. We talked about this a little last week. We had some Gus Malzahn sound from Florida State. For those that don't remember, the one-time Auburn coach who beat Alabama as a coordinator in 2010, as a head coach in 13, 17, and 19. I think I got that right. He's now taking his 4 wins against Alabama as a coach, as a coordinator and head coach, to Florida State, where he plays Alabama in week 1. And he gets asked about how important being physical against a team like Alabama is for his offense.
Obviously, scheme matters, play calls matter. How much does just physicality and mindset matter when it comes to your offense? And are you seeing it come along?
Yeah, we're a downhill, hit you in the mouth, run it downhill, play action team, try to throw it deep and play fast. I mean, that's at our core. I think, the answer to that question is, it kind of goes back to that's the first time we had the 11 guys together. And so the urgency and the everything that goes with it, but the physicality is who we are at our core, and we're still developing that. We're still working on it. You can see each day getting better with that.
Yeah.
I did not watch a lot of Central Florida Gus Malzahn, frankly. They just weren't top of mind. I mean, it kind of became a pretty average program when he was there based on where they have been.
Not good enough to make our TVs on Saturday.
No, not at all. So it just felt like the Auburn, end of the Auburn era, Gus Malzahn, that offense was just inconsistent. often stuck in mud. It just wasn't what the initial Gus Malzahn offense was. And I kind of feel like that's what you're going to get at Florida State, too.
So I, talking to our friends Chip Brown and Zay yesterday in Austin, we were talking about Oklahoma, and I was saying that was one of the worst Oklahoma offenses I've seen in the history of Oklahoma football. I think last year's Florida State offense was right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost equivalent when you look at Oklahoma. The difference was Florida State didn't have those injuries. Florida State, Oklahoma gave up 50 sacks. Florida State offensive line gave up 49 sacks. Florida State did not have a 500-yard rusher. They didn't have a 600-yard receiver. I mean, when is the last time Florida State, with all of that skill, didn't have a 500-yard rusher or a 600-yard receiver?
And not surprisingly, they were dead last in total offense in the ACC, Jim, by 53 yards a game. Yeah. I mean, that's how far behind.
One of the reasons they were
Stanford they were
1-7 in conference and 2-10. One of the most disappointing, unexpected years we've ever seen in a Power 4 team.
Totally different 11 players, totally different offensive scheme, totally different offensive coordinator. That's the challenge for Kane Womack at Alabama. He talks about playing a team that looks like Florida State, but you've never seen these guys together.
When you're preparing for an offensive coordinator that just took over a job, maybe a new quarterback, some new personnel things, you try to gather a whole picture, right? What did the quarterback do at his previous institution, right? And how was he used maybe under this staff or that staff, or, I've known Gus since I was in the 8th grade. I mean, I played for him, and the evolution of his offense and the things that he's done, what might he do based off of this personnel. And so, when you're looking at all those things, right, you're trying to kind of gauge what you anticipate they're going to be. And then at the same time, that you've got to have answers if they kind of go down this pathway or they go down that pathway. And so, naturally you're going to carry a pretty heavy catalog of defense, going into a game.
Heavy catalog important that Alabama has so many players back who already have, wait for it, 1 full year of the new defense on Kane Womack there. So it's better to be playing this situation this year than it was last year when Kane was installing so much newness.
We always heard about the terminology and how difficult it was for freshmen to pick up from Nick Saban and those defenses with Nick and Kirby early on. I think, Kane's defense was so different from what you saw in 2023. It took, I think, Alabama players a little bit of time to get acclimated to that, which is understandable. But I do agree. I think, it's going to be more of a natural read and react in year 2.
I will say they were not good throwing the ball last year at Central Florida. They did lead the Big 12 in rushing, which is saying something because Arizona State was pretty good at running the football. But as far as yards per game, Central Florida actually led the league in rushing, and in fact, they led the league in rushing touchdowns with 33. So when Gus says they like to run it downhill, that is going to be Alabama's challenge, probably against Florida State. I think when you face Gus Malzahn, you got to take away the run, right? You got to make his quarterback have to stand there and read the field and throw the football and not just be able to live off that RPO and eat you alive on that.
100%. All right, let's do our Shedeur spotlight right here. It'll get to a big checkbook that I don't know if they'll hold them or not, but it sent waves yesterday. Hit it, Tyler.
The College Football Spotlight.
It is presented by Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys. The Shedeur Spotlight. He is a national firm with Southern roots, headquartered in Birmingham for more than 24 years. The Shedeur firm has grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Alexander's mission: create a firm that can handle anything his community faces. He's done that. They now handle not just personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shedeur.com, Shedeur.com.
He is the #1 recruit in 2027. Not this class, but the next class. He's the #1 overall, not at his position, not in his state, which, by the way, is Savannah, Georgia. But he's the #1 overall recruit in 2027. 5-star edge rusher LaDamian Guyton. And he didn't pick Georgia. He didn't pick Florida State. He didn't pick Tennessee. He picked Texas freaking Tech yesterday.
Guns up. It's my billionaire out there.
Yeah, his quote, they do a very good job of making you feel like you're one of their players already when you're in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because they pay you immediately?
How do you get in the building, though?
Here you go. Here's your check.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay you like you're already on the team.
He goes on to say, it's a feeling that draws you in. They have things going in the right direction, 7 wins, 8 wins.
Yeah.
And it's exciting knowing I'm going to be part of that someday.
I mean, you tell me historically what has caused a kid from Savannah, Georgia, that's a legit player that could probably pick his school.
Number 1 recruit for 2027, any position.
In the whole country.
In the whole country.
You tell me what traditionally has caused that kid to look past all those schools to Lubbock, Texas.
I wouldn't even say a girl.
I would say absolutely nothing.
Yeah, like
I don't think we've ever seen it.
Your high school sweetheart who you dated for 4 years of high school goes to Lubbock, and you've got an opportunity to go to all these other schools. This never happened before. Ever.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, mark my words, he will never, ever wear Texas Tech uniform.
Oh, so you think they've bought this, but they can't keep it?
I mean, it is my belief that before we get to him signing papers or a contract or whatever we do down the road, he will end up playing, I believe, at Georgia.
Well, if you gave the offensive tackle, $5.1 million for his commitment, how much are you paying this kid?
I mean, he's the number 1 player in America.
Now,
next year.
I guess technically it's not against the rules for him to go ahead and make a legal signature on a contract, even if he's in high school. I don't know if that's legal or not. Maybe he's already done that, so maybe he will end up at Texas Tech. But I find it hard to believe that if I'm a guy that could pick anywhere and I'm going to look at what Texas Tech has sent defensively into the NFL, and I'm going to look at what Kirby Smart has sent defensively into the NFL, not just at Georgia, but also when he was in Tuscaloosa and his schemes and how he develops players, that I would take any amount of money compared. I mean, what could that gap be between Georgia and Texas Tech? I would take less to know that one day I'm going to make more, likely for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I was going to I don't know if this light is ever going to turn on, and the answer is probably no. But when will these kids realize that whatever they're getting on this initial cash grab is fractional compared to what they're going to ultimately make?
It's a big fraction, though.
It's a big fraction. And I think, sadly, I think this is where other family members that are influencing these guys get involved because they want their pound of flesh early on. But even if you're making, first of all, I've said it a million times, $30 in my pocket back in the 90s was all I needed to go out to the bars in Tuscaloosa. Maybe it's a little different now, but I don't understand, why you need $2 or $3 or $4 million. It's great to get it, but if I can make 1.5 and go to Georgia, or I can make $2 million and go to Texas Tech, I'm taking my 1.5. Again, easy to say, but the ultimate goal is getting to the NFL and making those mega contracts.
Yeah. But if I told you, Lance and Ryan, you could make $5.1 million right now, or in 3 or 4 years, you're likely going to make $45 million.
The fact you had to include the word likely?
That's right. It's not guaranteed.
I'm more inclined to take the $5 million. And I know I get the number difference there, but you go play 1 year at Texas Tech, blow your knee up. That $45 million seems like a long way away at that point, doesn't it? Yeah. But that $5 million is still there. And I mean, it's the old bird in the hand, two in the bush, discussion. Which one do you want, right? Do I want the one I got in my hand, or do I want the opportunity to get double that?
Do you take $5 million to move to Lubbock for 3 years right now of your life, or do you take 2.5 to stay in Birmingham?
I mean, if I'm a high school kid, if I'm this kid,
I'm talking about you right now.
No, I got too much. I like Birmingham.
Yeah, I would ask you this.
I think I could do it for 3 years.
What was your saying you just used?
Bird in the hand, two in the bush. It's an old saying.
Is that the title of episode 4 of Hunting Wives?
Probably
or not? True
so.
Or false?
I would imagine
it is not.
They go bird hunting, and then the second half of the show, you'll have to figure it out.
Let's do 4 downs. Brought to you in part today by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Running hot, running cold. If it's not running at all, you call our friends at Hemp Hill.
205-229-2090. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling issues, home or business. They are ready to serve you. Call Adam, Chad, and Andrew, the guys there. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
First down.
Yesterday's trash story made me wonder, what's the best offbeat ice cream flavor?
I would have said salted caramel before we talked it yesterday.
It's definitely on beat now.
It is really good.
I really don't think I've ever had mint chocolate chip. And the reason I bring this up, it's never been appealing to me. And Jack, a couple of weeks ago, said mint chocolate chip was never appealing to his buddy Ryan, brought it over. And now he's like, it really is good. It hits right. I've never had mint chocolate chip. Is it that good?
Not a fan. I don't like those two flavors together.
It's like pistachio. I've never had pistachio.
Mint and chocolate together doesn't do it for me.
But I do like the little Andes mints.
I can eat those, but only in small doses. Like I can't stand there and pop them. I could eat one like after I'm done eating at Olive Garden. You remember that? They used to bring it to you at Olive Garden?
I'll tell you, I really had a good strawberry cheesecake the other night.
That's a good flavor.
What is that dessert that is, it's a almost cake that is soaked in that heavy cream in Britain, in England? It's not shortbread. It's
tiramisu?
No, it's... I'll just call it milk bread with strawberries and cream on top of it. They've got one of those flavors at Jenny's that is pretty darn good. It's not shortcake. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a heavy creamy taste. It's not vanilla.
Is it sheet cake?
Sort of like sheet cake. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I like
butter cake.
Butter cake. That's
there
it.
You go.
Butter cake.
That's what
butter
it is.
cake with
They've got ooey gooey butter cake is the Jenny's flavor.
That is it.
So,
ooey gooey butter cake. Love that. I get 1 scoop of that, 1 scoop of the strawberry.
That sounds good. So 2 things on this. Number 1, the flavor is Publix does a limited run store brand. It's under their store brand, New Orleans Praline, and it is terrific.
That's old.
It's so good.
Yeah,
that's old school brown there.
Yeah.
That's early in the next
round.
round.
Yeah, you go to any retirement home around our area, and the butternut pecan, boy,
so good.
That's what they're going to wheel out.
Number 2, and I saw this while I was on vacation, and my wife tells me it's big among the youngins. The Dubai chocolate. Have you seen this?
Oh, we talked about it last week on the show.
I'd never heard of it until this last week. Jennifer was telling me about it.
No, what is it?
Tell them we've got it's a $100 stack of pancakes at IHOP. $100 stack of pancakes.
Is there
at
a
IHOP
20 between each pancake?
with the Dubai chocolate?
It's got like a Dubai chocolate, like glaze and filling and all
at
that.
IHOP?
Yep.
Yeah,
It
Dubai
was a
chocolate.
limited run at IHOP.
Yeah, Dubai chocolate. They do it so we talk about it on shows like this.
Yeah.
Dubai chocolate is pistachio and chocolate together, right? That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
It's like all the kids are.
I think there's hazelnut in there too.
Yeah, I don't know. It does not sound appealing to me. I have not tried it though, so I can't really say. But it just doesn't sound appealing.
I asked him where I could pick it up, and he thought maybe I could find one at Target if I was lucky, but it'd be hard for me to find.
Yeah.
You guys ever had coffee ice cream?
I hate the taste of coffee.
I like coffee
I
ice cream.
love coffee ice cream.
Good Jamocha shake.
Yeah, it's
At
okay.
Arby's?
I've had it, but I like hot coffee in the mornings. I don't like coffee any other time, and I don't like iced coffee, so I'm not gonna go that direction.
You're missing out.
The peaches and biscuits flavor.
Oh,
at Jenny's.
so good.
That's Jenny's too.
That is really
That
good.
is legit.
Yeah.
Like when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know what this biscuit's going to be like, but it hits right.
Yeah. Does it taste like a little vanilla wafer or no? Got a little bit of that.
It's like a sweet biscuit. Like you still get some of the sort of flakiness to it.
That might be my second favorite Jenny's behind the salted caramel.
Good call.
It's a good one.
Good call.
Second down.
Dustin Hoffman turns 87 years old today. What's the best Dustin Hoffman role?
I just started watching Lenny the other night, based on Lenny Bruce, the comedian that was over-censored back in the 60s. He actually performed at one of our favorite places in Atlanta, the Vortex, way back in the day.
Really, yeah.
But watching his jokes, boy, I just didn't think anything was funny at all about Lenny Bruce. So I'm not going to go with Lenny, although he was nominated for an Academy Award for that one.
Everybody's going to say Rain Man,
Well,
right?
The Graduate was really good.
Rain Man, The Graduate. This is weird. Didn't he play where he had to dress up as a woman to be the babysitter for his kids?
Tootsie.
Tootsie.
No,
Yeah.
that was, you're combining. Tootsie was where he was going to be a soap opera star. He'd lost his gig, and so he goes back as a woman.
And falls in
Miss
love.
Doubtfire was the one where he kept the kids.
But that was Tootsie was amazing acting by him. I thought he did an amazing job.
It is. I don't think you've seen it. I don't think you like it. But his role as Captain Hook in Hook, he's really good.
I've never seen
really
it.
good.
You've never seen it? No. Okay, I thought you saw it and didn't like it. But yeah, Robin Williams is in a Peter Pan role. You just have to see it to understand. But he is fantastic as Captain
I might
Hook.
go Papillon. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that with Steve McQueen, Dustin Hoffman. Really, really good. I've never seen, there was another Dustin Hoffman, Marathon Man. You guys ever seen that?
I have not.
Nope, I have, but it's been a while. A long time ago, I think, right? It's an old movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third down.
What was the, which book of Grisham was he the attorney? It's the one about the gun industry. I can't remember the name.
Runaway Jury?
Runaway Jury. I thought I didn't really care for that movie, but I thought he was good in that role as an attorney, and he just gets worn down because he's trying to do the right thing, and he's going against the gun industry, and they got all this money. I thought he was good in it.
What is Dustin Hoffman, 5'4"?
No, he's tiny, yeah.
He's a short guy.
5'2.5".
Let's see.
I mean, we discover this all the time. All actors are short.
5'5".
5'5"? Okay.
And third down is Roger Federer turns 43 years old today. So who had the best career? Roger Federer, Kenny Rogers, or Mr. Rogers?
Roger Federer.
I would say Federer, Mr., and then Kenny in that order. Only one had a restaurant, though, I think.
I think I would go Federer, Kenny, and then Mr. Rogers. Again, I don't really know the impact on Mr. Rogers.
That's a huge impact.
That's a huge.
Yeah, massive impact.
I'd say 30 years of.
But was it on old people or kids? Or
Well, they were kids at one point. They're old now.
No, but I'm talking about
the kids that watched him. I mean, taught you about being kind to people and imagination.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he impacted generations of people.
Especially, in the 70s where a lot of...
didn't have options?
A lot of latchkey kids. I mean, that's when really the economy was tanking in the U.S. in the 70s, and you had a lot of moms for the first time that was having to work.
Yep.
Both parents were having to work, so kids would get off the school bus and walk home by themselves and be there in the afternoon, and... wouldn't have a babysitter, wouldn't always have a grandmother. It'd be just turn on PBS, and Mr. Rogers was oftentimes the people they would talk to in the afternoon, talking to the TV and feeling comfortable.
Did you
I would rather throw rocks at squirrels. I guess that's what we did.
Yes, you did do that. Yeah. Did you like the part where he'd walk over and talk to the little puppets and the train would come? Did you like that part?
I've seen an interview with him about that. It was about the imagination, right? Yeah. And I think he did all the creativity and all of that. Yeah. Pretty amazing guy.
I might go Mr. Rogers here.
Very creepy on the surface. I'm sure.
Yeah,
a great guy.
but seemed to be a great guy.
Yeah, there's one great story from that show where a viewer called in who was a blind girl, and she didn't know if Mr. Rogers' fish were getting fed every day because she couldn't see it. So Mr. Rogers started announcing on the show that he was feeding the fish.
Oh,
so that way,
that's pretty cool.
She wouldn't have to worry that the fish would get fed.
I thought Kenny Rogers had a pretty good sweet cornbread, though.
Oh, I liked his restaurant. Kenny Rogers Roasters is a good restaurant.
Where is a Kenny Rogers
I
roaster?
don't think you're going to find one.
Nope,
I think it's where Kenny Rogers is.
Yeah, in the old gravy. It used to be out on 31, though, in Hoover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Used to be across the street from Kramer's.
They did, yes, yeah.
It was.
Had to trade apartments there.
And since I had never seen a Kenny Rogers Roasters before, I actually just thought it was a Seinfeld joke until probably a year or two ago.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a good restaurant.
I like Boston Market a little bit more.
Did you?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I liked Kenny Rogers. Their baked beans were good, man.
Fourth down.
And fourth down, Stand By Me was released 41 years ago, so rank these Stephen King movies. Stand By Me, The Green Mile, Misery, Shawshank.
I'd go Shawshank, Misery, Green Mile, Stand By Me. All really good, though.
That's a good list for me.
I have only seen Shawshank out of that group.
Yeah.
You've never seen Stand By Me?
I've never seen Stand By Me, no.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe you hadn't seen The Green Mile.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a Tom Hanks guy.
Stand By Me, the kids that go through the woods and find the dead body, the leeches.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was and that was big when I was a kid. I don't know why I didn't see it, but I just never watched it.
I thought Stand By Me was good. I thought it was a little overrated. I think Misery's underrated. Shawshank.
Hey, did you know, we did not go through there, but I was very close to Bangor, Maine, and one of the sites there is Stephen King's home. Now, you can't go inside it, but does he still live there, do you know?
I think he still lives.
Yeah.
You can't go and say, you can't just visit Stephen.
No, I mean, it's not like Hank
What you
Williams.
working on?
Hank Williams' childhood home on the way to the beach.
Yes.
I mean, this is his actual house.
Sorry, Tony and Annette. I'm going to walk in right now and
Yes.
just want to see where Stephen King grew up.
Tyler said, "What you working on?" So, but I mean, my wife, she was like, "Do we want to go through Bangor?" I go, "What's there?" And she said, "Stephen King's home." I was like, "Don't care."
Yeah, you misread that.
No.
Yeah.
Everything related to Stephen King is in Maine.
Yeah.
Every book and movie
Yep.
is set in Maine. It's ridiculous.
It's a nice landscape up there. You can do a lot of things with it. That's 4 Downs today. And that hour of the show brought to you in part by our friends right there at Gutter Cap Birmingham. Cap those gutters one last time, LT.
Yeah, hey, the weekend is here. The last thing you want to do after working hard all week is get out that dangerous ladder. You get on the roof, take that misstep, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it, don't snap it. Call today, 205-823-2212. Our man, Chris Stewart, will come out, give you an absolutely free estimate. You will never, ever have to clean those gutters again. 205-823-2212, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1, find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2, stream it now. Miss Hour 3, download it for later. Miss Hour 4, well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Hey friends, if you're looking to expand your business and inform the Next Round audience about your exciting brand, contact us at sales@nextroundlive.com to be part of the team and advertise your product to hundreds of thousands of potential consumers on our ever-expanding platform. Let the Next Round help take your business to the next level. Get more information by emailing us at sales@nextroundlive.com, and one of our team members will work with you to build a plan to take your business to the next level with the Next Round.
New Life Art is proud to announce Daniel A. Moore's upcoming Alabama basketball painting, Buzzer Beater. Closing out the regular season, Alabama and Auburn faced off in a top 10 matchup. With less than 1 second remaining in overtime and the game tied at 91, Mark Sears launched a 15-foot floater that sealed the Tide's victory. Visit DanielMooreArt.com and see the artist's preliminary sketch of this historic Bama win. And take advantage of special pre-production pricing for Buzzer Beater.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a Bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and Bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Some more fun college football to talk about in the final hour of the show today. Being brought to you by our friends at Champy's world famous fried chicken. Sterling is the guy with the good-looking young man there on the right of your screen as you watch us, or if you're listening to us, that's me. Sterling and Champy's Chicken in Alabaster right there on Highway 119. They bring you the final hour with their fantastic fried chicken that is brined overnight, cooked to order with all the great homemade sides and desserts there. Champy's right there on 119 in Alabaster, perfect for your tailgating needs, a great dine-in experience for food and drink, but also easy-to-go orders at champyschicken.com. And don't forget the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's Chicken, 119 in Alabaster for all your tailgating needs this football season. Archie Manning, we mentioned it briefly earlier, a guy who controlled the NFL draft with his son Eli. That's not an understatement, is it?
That is not an understatement at all. I mean, he negotiated a deal basically before a deal was made. I mean, is kind of what it turned out to be.
Very
right?
embarrassing.
Yeah, he went out and basically told the San Diego Chargers do not draft him.
Yeah.
And they ended up drafting him, but in a deal that sent Phillip Rivers, future Hall of Famer.
Well, yeah, I mean, Phillip Rivers, I think this is the first year he's eligible, if I'm not mistaken, this upcoming. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him because he doesn't have that Super Bowl ring. But I would say it did work for both. I agree it was embarrassing, but it did work for both franchises.
But can you imagine, though, if Deion would, let's just say Shedeur was going number 1 overall last year, and Deion would have been like, no, he's not going to your organization. I think it would have been portrayed a lot differently.
He did say sort of that. I know the bad organizations.
I'm
not you. I've been around the block. Don't draft Shedeur.
Of course, then Cleveland drafted him.
Yeah. then everybody was like, you know what? We just won't draft him.
Yeah, that's right. We'll pass for 5 rounds.
But Archie tells all the NFL teams, if you missed it, don't tank for Arch. Don't tank for Arch. That's not him. He's not coming out this year. He will be back at Texas next year. Now, this is not earth-shattering to me. I assumed he would play 2 years as a starter.
I think you and I have both agreed on this. And when talking to our friends in Texas again yesterday, this was big news, obviously, for Texas fans because they're ultra excited that they might get 2 years of Arch as starting quarterback. But, go down the list. When his uncles were playing, you couldn't get paid. They didn't need the money. He doesn't necessarily need the money now, but he's getting paid as well. I think the only way he would not come back, and you guys tell me if you agree with me or not, if they were to win the national championship and he was to win a Heisman, because then what is left outside of maybe going back to back? But I think outside of him cementing both of those, I think he's almost 95% back.
Now, I will agree with what Nicholas says. This has been the history of this family, is to stay in school and go the entire way. Peyton, very famously, could have easily come out, and I can't even remember who had the first pick that year, but was going to be
the Jets.
The year he came back to Tennessee, the Jets had the first pick?
Yep.
Yeah, he would have been the first overall pick.
No matter when he came out, he'd have been the first overall pick, and he came back to Tennessee.
Thought that might have been a factor that he didn't want to go to New York, but how amazing would that have been? Totally the difference in the pass of the franchises from the Colts to the Jets. And then imagine if you would have had Eli in New York with Peyton in New York at the same time.
Oh, that would have been tremendous.
Giants.
I didn't think about that. So this is the history of this family, as he points out, that they play all the way. Eli did it at Oxford as well.
God, we would have had Peyton Manning, Tom Brady twice a year in divisional games.
Oh, I know. They were good enough when they weren't in division going head-to-head.
But say what you want, the Jets would have won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, I believe.
I'm not so too. I'm not telling Archie how to run his family. He obviously has run a very good family. He's a successful businessman. His kids are all successful. And we've had limited dealings with Archie Manning, but every time we've had them, they've been incredibly pleasant. He is a very nice human. So this is not meant as a criticism for him. I'm just saying I think you can get yourself in trouble when you talk in absolutes like that, because to Lance's point, in the unlikely scenario, and this is unlikely, but Texas goes 16-0, Arch Manning is clearly the best player in America, wins the Heisman. I mean, I know playing college football is fun.
Well, but talking to E.G. and Taylor over at SEC Media Days, their big takeaway of Arch Manning's day over there was he was a guy that looked like it was the first time really I saw him on a media tour, and he looked like he was having fun, enjoying the experience, and I would imagine that's what his year has been like. His whole time at Texas has been like away from football. He enjoys the college life.
Yeah.
LT talks about it all the time. If you know you're going to get that money, if you don't need the money, why not? You can only be a college student for so long. You can be an adult the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But those years in college are few and far between. You only get so many of them. There's an end date on that, and he looks like a kind of guy that's going to sit back and enjoy that time in Austin.
But may I also say, when people start talking about how much NIL has ruined football, NIL is one of the reasons he'll stay another year. Now, look, Arch, his father is a very successful businessman.
Yeah, you just talked about Peyton and Eli stayed for no money. Well,
they
no
did.
money.
They did, but I'm saying this is part of the reason, because he can stay at Texas. I mean, the rumor was it was a $10 million deal to get him there. I don't know how much they would pay him to come back and be a senior. Again, his dad's a very successful businessman, as is his grandfather, so I don't think money's a huge issue for their family. But I would say I think it makes this more appealing to stick around and make a little money in your pocket, and more than a little.
Look, there's a chance Spencer Rattler is going to be your starting quarterback for the Saints. He's going to be making 2 or 3 times more than Spencer Rattler is making this year with the Saints, playing for Texas.
And the Saints are hoping he comes to them.
Brock Purdy, before he signed that big deal in the offseason, he would have been making more than Brock Purdy. So, yeah, he's going to make as much as he really wants to. I would assume if he's as good as build, Texas boosters would probably be like, hey, we can pay you upwards of $8-10 million to come back for another year. And I bet he's already had the conversation with Sark behind the scenes. Like, I can't tell you 100%, but 90-95%, I'm going to commit to you for a couple of years.
But he is the number one NIL guy, legitimate sponsors.
Yeah.
And if he comes back another year,
it's just that much more.
It's going to be even more. Yeah. And just think, and you guys may have talked about it on Chip's show that you appear on weekly. Just think about what a value that is for Texas, where they don't have to spend any of their rev share money on him. That's more rev share money, actual money they can pay out of the TV contract, school money for the people around him.
Yeah.
They don't even have to dip into collective or NIL money for some of the other stars. That's just more NIL money to spread around that roster, because he doesn't have to get any of that.
Yeah, and I bet he's one of those that, hey, give it to the long snapper.
Or the left
you guys,
tackle.
wasn't it Van Tiffen back in the day? His dad had the RV company, and they had money, and he just passed on the scholarship. Like, we don't need it.
Yeah.
We can pay for a scholarship. Give it to somebody that needs it.
Yeah, walk on. Yeah, it was. I think
I remember that story.
Yeah, I think they were going to give him the Bryant scholarship
because they were in Red Bay, right? Isn't that where the RV place is?
It's like they.
So Lee would have gotten the Bryant scholarship, the son.
Right. Yeah.
So you think he passed on that? You think that
maybe
was the story?
That was it?
And I think they were like, no, give it to.
Yeah, our family's okay. Yeah.
Man, I think the Mannings probably do that too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet Arch. I bet it's one of these situations, and you'll probably hear more about it. Probably takes the offensive line out to eat once a week. I can see him be that guy that shares with everybody.
And I get what people are saying. Like, money is not an issue for the Mannings, but I do think, and trust me, there's plenty wrong with NIL, but this is one of the things that NIL might actually help a little bit. Like, guys that are borderline on this, because, hey, I don't blame you for looking at the NFL and thinking, if I'm going to be the number 1 overall pick as a quarterback, do I want to play for this franchise? And we discussed it with those projected win totals. Who did it come down to? It came down to the Saints and the Giants. Was it that?
Yeah, two wins for each of them.
Yeah.
2 and 15.
I mean, the Giants historically have been a good franchise. I don't think I would struggle to play for them. Do I want to play for the Saints? If I'm Arch Manning, I mean, it is my hometown.
Either way, you're the second Manning.
Yeah, that's right. It's my hometown, but you know what? That comes with a lot of great, but that comes with a lot of bad too. I mean, if you underperform for them, imagine living the rest of your life in New Orleans, having been one of the biggest busts in NFL history. I mean, that won't be easy.
I think he would rather play in New York.
I would agree.
I think Garrett Nussmeier sitting there saying he wants to get drafted. His dad's on the Saints staff. He grew up a Saints fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I in my gut, I believe Arch Manning will be a Cowboy.
How will they be high enough to draft him? You think Jerry will have to trade for it? They won't be bad enough to draft him with their pick.
In 2 years, who knows? But
I don't know, man. It's hard for them to be a 2 or 3 win team.
I bet he'll be a Cowboy.
It is amazing that we're already saying, and look, and I understand why, just because of the name, that this guy's going to be one of the, first, second, third pick overall in the draft. And, his only knock, I remember coming out of high school, was the competition he went against.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to see quickly how good he is.
His uncles did the same thing, though. And that's why a lot of people don't. His uncles played at Newman as well, and they were going against that same level of competition. Yeah. And both those guys are pretty good college quarterbacks.
And who was the big receiver? I said it for Newman because Arch got asked at SEC.
Odell Beckham, right?
Was it Odell?
I thought it was Odell.
Yeah. It was one great NFL receiver. Arch got asked who's the best player ever to come out of Newman, and he named it was a receiver. And I can't remember who it was right now. I'll say it's Beckham, but whoever it was, I was like, oh, I didn't even know that guy played there. Hey, the competition didn't hurt him either. He was fantastic.
Yeah. Odell, born in Baton Rouge, and played at Newman.
Okay. I never knew that. I never knew Odell Beckham played at the same place.
Until Art said it at SEC Media Days. I never knew that either. So I was like, well, the competition didn't hurt him either.
Yeah, Odell Beckham was just fine.
Ended up being pretty good.
Boy, how much did he dominate that level of football?
Oh, gosh.
Hey, our show being brought to you by our friends at Central State Bank. Brownie, tell us about Central State Bank.
Yeah, the great thing about Central State Bank is how involved they are in the community. They know you because you live in the community they live in and they operate in. And it's not some fly-by-night. They've been doing this for 100 years. If you're looking for a bank that truly gets you, 6 locations across Shelby County, 1 in Alexander City, Central State Bank offers products and services designed to meet a wide range of individual and commercial needs. Because no two needs are the same, and that's what they know at Central State Bank. More than 100 years of service, Central State Bank is proud to be large enough to serve you, but small enough also to know you. Rooted in the community, driven by relationships, that's Central State Bank, member FDIC.
And sitting on the couch last night watching Colts Ravens, I did the non-invasive 30-minute treatment from our man, Dr. Beckenstein, best in the business for more than 20 years. Women and men have turned to Dr. B for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. When I started to thin out, when I asked around, Dr. B was the guy everyone said you need to go see. Since that point, my hair has more than doubled in thickness. T3's got that new test. It's easy, it's painless, affordable, takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. There are over 10 categories of agents they use, knowing they will work for you. They will custom compound these agents for you in pill or topical forms. You pick and choose which agents you want. Men and women ordering Hims, other products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B and find out what will work. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
On the verge of a couple of big scrimmage days around the SEC, I'll tell you that Florida is having a lot of injuries at the wide receiver position in camp. None of them are season-ending injuries, but every time you look at a Florida practice report or anybody that covers Florida, there's another wide receiver that seems to be banged up. Keep an eye on that because, remember, Florida, they start off easy, right? They go Long Island, USF, but then...
Lance told you USF may not be as easy as you think.
Then at LSU, at Miami, Texas, at Texas A&M. So
that would be a terrible loss, though.
Oh, yeah. That'd be an awful loss. Yeah.
Horrible. Auburn and Alabama doing camps this weekend. Again, all around football. You don't want anybody to get hurt in camp, especially these scrimmages. But Perry Thompson talks about how Hugh Freeze earlier this week disappointed in the effort, in the practice. He tells everybody gathered at Auburn practice that the staff is trying to hold him accountable.
Perry, it seems like this coaching staff holds you to a high standard.
Yes, sir.
They know what you can do on the field. I guess what has that been like? Knowing that they're going to hold you to that standard every day in practice.
I feel good. He ripped me in the butt earlier about that. He was like, you got to hold me to a high standard, like you said, because breakout year for me, and just can't let no slack go by. So I just got to play. I got to keep myself to a high standard every day we come out to practice. Like he told me, it's like if he didn't care about me, then he wouldn't be doing that. So like he told me, breakout season for me. So everything I do got to be at a high standard.
Rip me a new butt.
Yeah, well, it sounded like what he wanted to do in the sound we played from him yesterday when he was upset with the effort of his team in fall camp.
Very polite kid right there.
Yeah.
Said yes, sir, a million times to a reporter that sounded like he was 25.
Sounded maybe the same age.
And then the cut two, Tyler, if you will. Damani Jackson and Jam Miller gets asked earlier this week at Alabama's Media Day back on Monday of why some players, remember, no opt-outs, no portal guys after spring football, and some veteran guys who decided to stay and come back to Alabama, Damani Jackson, Jam Miller, and why those decisions were made, at least for these two.
We had a lot of people come back for a reason. Everyone knows that reason. And the older guys coming back, me, Bray, Keon, we all just try to install dominance every time you step on the field.
You know, we're trying to live up to that Bama standard. You know, we haven't won a national championship in like a few years, and you know, that's not a normal thing, you know, here at Bama. So now we all know what our one goal is, you know, especially after last year not getting the playoffs, and now we all buy in, you know, just trying to win that national championship.
Haven't won a national championship in 4 seasons.
Like a few years, he said.
The drought is real, LT.
Wait, he almost looks like a defensive tackle.
He does.
There.
You know, that's the thing that jumped out at me, how thick Jam Miller is, Dunaway.
It's a spark plug.
I know you think he could have a really good season. That's a thick running back right there.
When was our last Alabama versus Clemson national championship? Was that
the beatdown 2018? Yeah.
I mean, if you would have gone back to that point and said, hey, look, you know, these teams are going to go on this drought for Clemson and this drought for Alabama, you wouldn't have believed it.
At least Clemson in 19 played for one. Alabama won one in 20. But since then,
both of them have been on a drought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been in the conversation a couple of times, but by their standards during that period of time, this is a drought.
But since they played for national championships, TCU.
Oh, I know.
And
Alabama's at least played for another one. They lost to Georgia, and then they were back in the playoffs against Michigan.
TCU, Washington, and Notre Dame have played for national championships.
I know.
Yeah. Well, Clemson played for one the next year, lost to LSU, and then they were back in the playoffs again this past year. So
expanded playoffs, but yes.
Playoffs.
So I kind of snuck the
I heard somebody again yesterday. I think it was Harry Douglas.
Yeah.
Kalen DeBoer needs to get Alabama back to the playoffs. His job's on the line.
Job's on the line. Hey, I got a quick update.
Yeah.
You okay with a quick update? Scott's got it. LSU today, just random photo from practice. Who they going to feature in their photo from practice, Jim?
Yeah.
Is there a scissor tower behind it?
No.
I mean, how do I know that's today, though?
Oh, I love your conspiracy. You're like, maybe Jacob Hester's covered something up.
Yeah. Preparation continues. Does he have a,
It's only the top half of Garrett Nussmeier.
Does he have wrapping on, too?
Yep.
I mean,
it's only the top half. He could be in a walking boot.
Is it a real big issue?
What if he's in a big leg brace?
Yeah.
But don't you love it? Like, could send out any photo. What are we going to send out? Well, there were rumors yesterday. Our quarterback was out for the season.
By the way, the lighting and everything in that picture there, it looks like it's an Arizona State helmet. Did he transfer? Just send that to Hester. Did he transfer to Arizona State?
Could he start for Arizona State?
He's better than Sam Levitt, isn't he?
Tougher question.
I don't know.
Tougher question than it probably should be. All right, one more. Cut 7. While you pull that up, I don't know if you still have it for us, or I seen it yesterday. Bill Belichick and his coaching staff made an order, and they haven't announced if they're going to use him or not. But the people that obviously it's a Jumpman school, Nike school, but it leaked out that Belichick's coaching staff ordered 1980 throwback uniforms.
Shoulder pads, neck roll, and all.
Yeah, really. Let's go full bar face mask.
But UNC on the helmet, not the Tar Heel. I don't even know what their helmet looks like right now.
It's the Tar Heel logo, isn't it?
No,
it's
what is it?
I don't even know what their helmet looks like now, but it's not the block UNC like that.
I think it's just the NC.
It's that NC. It's that interlocking
Yep.
NC logo. That's a pretty cool looking old school helmet there. Very basic everything else, but he ordered throwback uniforms from the 1980 season, according to Inside Carolina.
Back when they were decent?
Decent.
Yeah, I mean, waking up the echoes there. So we'll see if we see that. But Bill Belichick talked about camp, actually coaching football, and how his presence could be causing some of his players to be under the spotlight more, and how they'll handle that.
your presence has brought a lot of attention to this program. Everything you're doing is getting magnified in the attention-wise nationally.
Really?
Yeah, imagine that. But for the players, it's a different challenge for the players where the spotlight may be on them more than it's ever been before, partly because of you being on the sideline. I mean, how do you manage that with a group of guys that are young and say, keep it from being something that's suffocating where any screw up could be magnified just because of your presence here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, regardless of, and I appreciate where you're coming from on that, but honestly, for all of us, it's control what we can control. Whoever's here or isn't here, that's out of our control. We have a job to do. We have a lot of work to accomplish, and we need to come together and build our team, both on and off the field, our chemistry, our communication, and of course our execution on the field. And so that's our biggest challenge, and what's external is external, and honestly, a lot of it's just noise. It doesn't, we've seen all the preseason rankings and this and that and all, and it's, great, but that isn't going to affect us. We're going to, compete on Saturdays or Mondays or whatever day it is, and that'll determine what happens, not some predictions or projections or anything else. So we'll just kind of ignore that and move on.
It is a Monday, and TCU is a 3-point favorite. That's a pretty big road favorite for a season opener.
Oh, I like TCU.
At North Carolina. So you like, I mean, they've got the better quarterback. I do know that. I don't know what TCU else they're going to have around them, but Josh Hoover was a good quarterback for TCU last year. I like Gio Lopez, the transfer from South, but
or Max Johnson, whoever ends up being the starter.
Yeah, I don't know what this Belichick's going to look like. I don't know what this team's going to look like at all. I do feel pretty good that, would it surprise me if TCU won the Big 12? No.
Would it surprise you if North Carolina looks like first-year Saban, Alabama?
No,
not at all. Probably.
Pull up North Carolina's schedule. Is there a La Monroe on North Carolina's schedule that you'll be just looking at and you'll be like, Bill Belichick just lost to Old Dominion or VMI or somebody like that?
My initial blush when I went through most of the Power Fours and did their overall just first blush record, I had North Carolina at 6-6.
Richmond, Jim. Richmond is the answer to your question. The Spiders. Yeah. That'd be their worst loss. They
took those yellow school buses into Chapel Hill and beat them.
I swear, guys, I heard Ian Fitzsimmons say it. Their non-conference is TCU at Charlotte. It wouldn't be a tremendous loss.
Charlotte is going to be awful.
But you're on the road playing in the Panther Stadium, which will be maybe half full for that game.
You mean Biff Poggi didn't leave it better than he found it?
And Richmond. Those are your three out of conference.
Man, but they've got those games.
I'm sorry. They're also at UCF. I apologize.
They would look bad. Like at UCF. UCF has been a arguably better program over the last decade. At Cal, that's going to be a difficult game for them going across the country. At Syracuse.
Listen, Bill Belichick is arguably the greatest coach in NFL history. He's one of them. Now, when you're playing, even when the Patriots played at Jacksonville, it was still an NFL team. Bill Belichick's going to stand on the sidelines in a game that involves Richmond and Charlotte.
That's right. Charlotte, a road game. They're playing a Charlotte road game in the Panther Stadium.
Not even on.
I think it's in the Panther Stadium.
You got to stream that one on ESPN Plus to watch.
Yeah. If it's not in the Panther Stadium, it's even worse. They're playing in Charlotte's facility, which I don't even know what that looks like.
That would be like Tiger Woods in his heyday, or at the end of his career before he was not Tiger Woods anymore, coming and playing on some municipal course that's not the best one. I will not name a name here in town.
Right.
And playing in a tournament. You're like, Tiger Woods is playing in that tournament?
Yeah. What's he doing?
You think Jordan Hudson already has outfits picked out for all the different games?
She's got them laid out.
There's no chance she's going to wear the same thing twice.
This is my Charlotte. I mean, she's going in hiding, though.
No.
I don't know. I don't know if they've dialed her back or what, but she's going in hiding.
Never wear it twice. Wear it twice.
All you would have to do if you were Belichick is send her to the Maldives. Yeah. Like, I'm going to send you on this tour.
That's all I wanted, Bill.
Hey, and I'll see you in January.
Yeah. You know, that Saban first year gets remembered for the loss to La Monroe and how bad it finished. What often gets forgotten is they were playing LSU with a fourth quarter lead. I think it was a Javier Arenas punt return that put Alabama up. And if they win that game, they control their destiny to Atlanta.
Yeah. Doesn't get forgotten. We bring it up every time, though.
I'm saying it gets forgotten by the general public.
Yeah.
I still remember them struggling with Houston at home. They came down to a final possession.
It was far from a good team. I'm not arguing it was a good team, but I am saying that even in what was a bad first year for Saban. They're playing LSU, leading in the fourth quarter at Bryant-Denny, and if they win that game, they control their ride to Atlanta. They didn't win the game, and the rest is unfortunate Alabama football history, obviously.
It didn't go to overtime, did it? It was close.
It did not. It was close. Like
20-13.
As I remember it, JP fumbled. Do you remember that? I think JP.
I don't remember anything bad JP did.
I think JP had the ball knocked away from him, and LSU scooped it and scored or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alabama was up in the fourth quarter. It felt like late fourth quarter, and LSU, of course, found a way to win it.
Show being brought to you today by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. I talked last week, LT, when you were not here, when I was telling everybody about Michelson Laser Vision, how you have been very open on the show.
Do the spot.
Yeah, for over the year, I got it in my bag. I can pull it back out. But how you said it was one of the best decisions you ever made, and it's over a quarter of a century ago now.
Well, I think a lot of people, you're skeptical about having anyone deal with your eyes. I mean, obviously your eyes are so important, and that's one of the things, like, people out there shopping around, like, can I save $500 to $1,000 by going to this other one? Why would you not, like, I'm telling you, if you pick up the phone and you call Baltimore and you're like, I got to get LASIK done in Alabama, who should I call? They're all going to say Dr. Mort Michelson. You call somebody in California, they're going to say the same thing. He was a pioneer, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in 1995. I was a little skeptical. I went in. I was wearing the contacts. It was an absolute pain in the ass. I was wasting money on that each and every year. Once I came out the next morning and took those lenses off, 2015 vision immediately. It was amazing. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
As we all know, there's no off-season when it comes to college football. If you want to stay in the know with all things Alabama, join us over on covercrimson.com and get $25 off your annual subscription. We'll keep you up to date and give you exclusive content all the way to the first Saturday of football season on covercrimson.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC. This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Final segment of the show today, brought to you in part by our friends at Breakline, where hopefully you saw on social media yesterday, we took a couple of whacks at trying to break those lenses.
Was anybody did anybody question what we did? Were they like, I don't? That was a rubber hammer,
rubber mallet. I'm like, we're freaking pounding lenses.
They really did say that.
Yes, we're pounding lenses on asphalt that they wouldn't break.
Yeah, I turned them both ways. I tried to turn it both ways.
I think it was less doubting the quality of Breakline and more just making fun of you guys for calling a mallet a hammer.
Yeah, of course. Calling a mallet a hammer. We should have said we took a mallet to them. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was saying like, "Oh, that's not enough."
Yeah. I mean,
But are they saying if we would have used a regular metal hammer,
Nobody
that would
said
be a
that.
different
I
result?
didn't see that.
Yeah.
I just saw more like, "Ha, you guys think that's a hammer?"
Oh, okay, I got it. I see now. So they're making fun of our tool knowledge.
Well, they should know that concrete was not cracked when we started swinging it.
Those are lenses. If you're watching this on video, Lance finally figured out a way to at least bend it a little bit. Still didn't break it. Those are lenses from Breakline, and it shows you how durable these lenses are. They are built to last. Molded, polarized, Trivex lenses. I say all those words together. They may not mean a ton to you, but what they mean is you can hammer and hammer and hammer. You're not going to break those lenses. They are so good. These glasses are built to last. They look great. They feel great. They fit great. And, again, they're durable. BreaklineOptics.com to shop. BreaklineOptics.com. If you want to see them for yourselves, you can see them at Deep South Outfitters. BreaklineOptics.com is where you can go buy anything in their line. BreaklineOptics.com.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know how many of you guys do this, but I do a lot of reading, and I watch SEC Now to stay updated on what's going on in camp. And this morning, as I'm doing my show prep on SEC Now, Dari and Chris Doring tossed to Emily Grace McWhorter from the next round. And an unbelievable hit on Alabama and Auburn camp on the SEC Now this morning, EG. You looked fantastic and with great information.
Thank you. It was a great opportunity, and it was very fun to talk about Alabama and Auburn from your seat right there, actually.
Oh, wow. Is this where you shot
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it looked familiar. I didn't know if that was a photo background or what.
No.
Did we get the kegerator behind it?
No, I was very conscientious to not include that. Shockingly, you guys know me.
Doring would have loved it.
Yeah, I know. Doring going to be like, EG?
So it was a great hit, camp news and stuff. Before Brown asked you some questions, I wanted to ask you, give me a take on Alabama's quarterback situation. What did you tell the SEC Now?
Well, what I did tell them was I do expect it to be Ty Simpson's job, but you have Austin Mack, who's very familiar with Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer. Then you have the young buck, Keelan Russell. But I think that we will have a named quarterback prior to FSU game week. But I think it's Ty Simpson's job.
EG projecting Ty Simpson.
There you go.
Will we have a Keelan Russell package, EG?
Potentially. I did mention that. I did. Now, that is just me.
That's speculation from
speculation. I could see it. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
So EG's first day with us, our first official day as an employee, I guess. You went to Alabama, Texas, didn't you? Is that right?
That is right.
That is insane.
I moved in on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. I moved in on a Monday.
Came to work on a Tuesday.
Came to work on a Tuesday, and that Saturday I was in Tuscaloosa covering Texas Bama, and I had never been to Tuscaloosa prior to that.
Yep.
And that was my first.
Plenty of Sun Belt experience.
Plenty of Sun Belt experience. Yeah. Some call Statesboro the Tuscaloosa of the Sun Belt.
That's true. Yeah, it's like Brian Denny.
No one says that. And that was my first game. And looking back on that is crazy to think about. My first taste. Matthew McConaughey was on the sidelines. Pat McAfee, I accidentally got in his little circle, was traveling with him on the sidelines. And Dunaway actually shot my stand-up for me.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Know.
Last time I picked up a camera. Before that, it was 2006.
Look at that.
Yeah, I did. And I remember your dad, Mark.
Yep.
And a buddy.
Yeah, Mr. Scott.
With Mr. Scott, were over to watch the game and helped you carry way too much equipment before we got you a cart.
That was pre-cart.
That's right.
So I had to ask lots of nice fraternity gentlemen in Tuscaloosa to carry my equipment from Innisfree to the stadium, if you guys remember that.
I do.
I was set up there pregame.
I bet that was hard to get any of those fraternity guys to say yes to you.
And then the cart was born, and I enjoyed that cart so much.
Yeah, we should have. We literally did not put the cart before the horse in that situation there. Should have got the cart before we sent you in the field with all that equipment.
RTD4 says that we just figured this out. EG is the curse of the Tide. Since she got here, it's never been the same for Alabama football. They lost that night to Texas. They haven't won a championship.
You have seen some losses.
I have seen, and I saw a coaching change.
Yeah, but you were at the
killed
Rose.
Saban. You killed Saban.
I mean, they did make the playoffs. She was at the Rose Bowl with us.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Did they win that game?
They lost that game.
They did not. They did not.
No. Love the Tide. Please don't spread that rumor.
So from the day EG got here, we knew that one day EG was going to leave us because your goal was never to do what you're doing here. And we knew that. We knew that from day one. You were up front about that. Your goal is always to be on a sideline somewhere during a game and doing that. And you've got to do a little bit of that here, but not as much as you want.
Yeah.
And a few weeks back, EG was like, I've signed with an agent, William Morris Agency, right? William Morris, WME, William Morris Entertainment. And I knew then, well, EG's about to be on a sideline somewhere doing games. So that's where EG is headed.
Yeah, nothing is in stone yet. I have some opportunities, and I'm excited to be able to share more with you guys what that looks like.
Yeah.
But,
on social media, that's what I was going to say, is follow EG on social media. She's always going to tell you where she's going to be. But you'll see her on football and basketball sidelines very, very, very soon. And maybe the Braves dugout. That's your dream job, right?
That's the dream job. But nothing really beats the SEC, I've learned. So I also would love to get into the golf world as well. Yes. But yeah, I have a few opportunities that I'm excited to pursue. I'm not entirely sure what that entails yet, but I know that I'm very prepared because of my time spent here. And I want to thank you guys for Brown taking a chance on me. Tried to let me down easy. It didn't work. Tell that story? Yes, let's do it. So
here's the story. So we had this idea of what if we hired somebody to cover Alabama and Auburn, right? And we weren't going to be able to pull it off. And Justin Hokanson, had given me EG's name and said, I think she'd be really good doing either one. And we looked at her reel and we were like,
Can I jump in whenever you want to?
I saw the reel and I said, oh, she's going to be a superstar. But why are we hiring her? We don't need this position. And I've told her many, many times very early in our friendship, I was like, hey, somebody's going to tell you very soon that I didn't want to hire you. So I want to be the first one to tell you that I didn't want to hire you.
I think that was the first thing out of his mouth. Lance said, what did you say to me? You were like, are you okay if I cuss or something? Are you okay with
No. We were in here doing a fantasy draft.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I got to get this out of the way. I just met you. I got some colorful language. Is that okay?
I was like, I don't think I can have a problem with it now. I'm already here.
Yeah. I know you can't hear me over the keg that's over here, but we also are going to cuss during this fantasy draft. That's going to be both the NFL and college. And it's going to last 7 hours.
That was a long
But you were one of the more prepared. I was pretty impressed. Everybody else was, scratching ass and taking forever to do their picks, and EG had her.
Yeah, I'm like
so
my
we
notebook.
knew that you were organized early on.
But here's the credit to EG. Here's where I'll always give her credit. And I've told this story before. I don't think we've ever told it on the air. I was tasked as the one to call her back and say, we're not going to be able to do this.
Not because of Dunaway.
Not because of Dunaway.
No.
We completely ignore that guy.
Yeah, that was the landmine that helped out her career.
And I said, I don't know budget-wise if we're quite ready to do this. We don't want to rush into it. And EG's response was, I'll do it for free.
Yeah, if you can get me in the
If you
game.
give me in the game, I'll do it for free. And I'm like, you're not going to come work for us for free. She goes, I am 100% willing to do
Yeah.
that. And I said, well, give me a day or two. Let's see if we can figure this out. And we figured something else out that was kind of the role she ended up doing, which is terrific. But I thought that said a lot about you, that you're like, I am so interested in doing this, so I'll do it for free.
Yeah, I knew that if I could get my foot in the door, I could do it. But I needed to get there. And you guys allowed me to do that. And I'm so thankful, and the laughs and the memories and everything in between, I leave with so much gratitude because it was just fun.
Yeah, but your role was this.
Yes.
It was no position.
Yeah.
And what you created out of nothing. If I said just guess how many miles you put on your cars
Oh my gosh.
between here in Auburn and here in Tuscaloosa.
I mean,
a lot.
20,000?
Go take the over.
Yeah.
In 2 years, 20?
Probably more than
That's
that.
probably more than that.
Yeah.
Do you have one moment? I mean, it was a 2-year journey for you.
Yeah.
Do you have one moment you're like, that's the one that I will remember?
There's her and Terry on right there. You're running through some EG pictures if you're watching us on the platform.
So sweet. I have a few that come to mind. The first one was being pulled over by Secret Service. And
her angry face.
I do remember
I
that.
looked so angry.
You did.
I didn't send that picture for you, so that's a great
in a
picture. I still
commercial
have that
break.
one. Yeah.
That one was pretty crazy. The whole Saban, everything that happened with that. I remember we were all camped out in the lobby. You were on the treadmill. You were on the Peloton. The Peloton.
Yeah.
You had gone somewhere.
I was back home. I was in the middle of a workout. So
Yeah.
when Saban retired, is that what you're
Yes.
talking about? Yeah, I was in the middle of a workout.
And I had to sign something that said I was going on my own accord down to Tuscaloosa just to see what was happening. And on the way down, Tim calls me because Dunaway was still up here, and all he said was, it happened.
It's
and I
real.
think I pressed my gas down to like 110. One of the first people there. That was insane. Spilling my coffee at Kaylin DeBoer's.
DeBoer, yep. Right there in the front row where you weren't supposed to be. It was
No,
reserved
right
for
behind
family.
Mrs. DeBoer.
But
too.
we still don't know if you saw the actual car that was DeBoer's, right?
Yeah. Tell
I
that
forget.
story.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I followed the black SUVs
Yep.
from the
airport.
Yeah, from
Yep.
the airport. It was like tailing them.
And she's calling me. She's like, I think I'm behind him. I'm like, AG, how do you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's black SUVs. They just left the airport.
And they had Alabama plates, and
Yeah.
we followed them all the way up to the lake, and it was like to an Alabama donor's house. I don't know if Greg Byrne knows that story, but surprise. But no, there's been so many fun things. My first question to Nick Saban, that was a great story.
What was it?
It was about
Was it a hypothetical?
Burton. No, it was about Burton, but the story behind it was, you guys, again, blank sheet for a job. You guys didn't give me really any expectations about those press conferences. It was kind of like get acclimated, but post game was really where I needed to make my presence known. And I remember it was week 5 maybe of the season, and I'm sitting in Tuscaloosa in that media room, and I'm taking it in. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Like, Nick Saban is here, and I'm in this media space, and wow. And, Saban starts, and all of a sudden, I see this student appear next to me with a microphone, and how it works in those situations. And you guys know this. Josh Maxson at the time was the SID, so he was moderating, and they'll point at you, and you have about a minute before it's on you. And I realized, oh no, I have no question. I haven't raised my hand, but there's a student next to me with a microphone, which means that I'm about to have a microphone, and Nick Saban is about to have to be, talking to me. I'm about to say something. Right. And I remember looking around and thinking, okay, there are people in this room that have their hands raised that aren't going to get a question. So it's either sink or swim. And I remember I got that microphone, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and for a split second I think, you have got to get something out. You cannot freeze. And I asked him about Burton and what his success, something about what's allowing for his success on the field right now. Yeah. He gave an answer, moved on, and I asked Maxson about that at the SEC championship. And I said, do you remember, you probably don't remember this. He goes, I think I know what you're about to say. And I said, I never raised my hand for a question. He says, I know, but the other people that had their hands raised, I knew they were going to piss him off. But we just had to take a chance on you.
So Maxson.
I'm trying to keep him getting pissed. Yeah. That is funny.
Absolutely. Yeah. You love the Braves.
Love the Braves.
That's your hometown. You love you some Georgia Southern. You love you some golf. You go to a golfing event every year.
I try to.
With the family and stuff. So you've got this agent, you have these dreams and stuff. The picture that keeps rotating through, you actually dressed up as the Braves mascot in one of our Halloween dress-ups.
Blooper. That was a good moment.
Where did
for
you
me.
get the blooper outfit?
Yeah, so that was a night before costume I threw together. I realized pretty quickly that Halloween was a big deal up here, and this was coming off of you guys announcing Brian Harson's.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, the year before.
Accurate.
So the fleece was already mine. The jersey was already mine. All I had to do was find the pants. And they were on an end cap at TJ Maxx on clearance.
End cap.
Wow.
And then, I know, and there it is. And the added weight is pillows from the lobby, actually.
I never knew that.
At least we used them for something.
That's right.
Yeah,
they got good use.
I never knew that.
That's
So
hilarious.
are those cups on the side of your head?
Those were cups from the little coffee station that I wrapped in felt and hot glued, and then a feather and a little Braves hat.
Well, because you went as the mascot. What is that mascot?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I wish I knew.
I
It
don't
looks
think
like
anybody
a
does.
comforter almost.
Until this day,
It's a
I
weird
thought it
one.
was really it was a blooper. Like
No, that was put together DIY.
I did not know that. Wow,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I forget about that sometimes, and I see the video of me dancing too that I made.
Wait, so that was less than a year ago?
No, that was
2 years ago.
2 years ago. 23.
Halloween of our first year.
Last year I was a Nerds Gummy Cluster.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
is.
the photo. EG. So one Saturday, I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and it was somebody that covers Alabama. I know it was Nick Kelly or somebody was tweeting about the added security because of President Trump at the LSU game. And that picture is there, and I'm like, look how pissed EG looks. It is so good.
It's so good. And like you can see the dog and my trunk is open. And what was so funny is I was trying to be so nice to them because I was like, I don't want to like give you any trouble, but my face apparently does not look.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to profile. I'm going to be like, okay, this girl in an
I know.
Audi.
I know.
I mean,
Lance.
like, I'm going to roll the dice on this one. I'm going to let her pass.
I think President Trump's safe with this one. Let her go.
I wasn't able to open my trunk. I didn't know how to open it because you have to put your
the back?
keys on the dash.
Yeah.
And so I was like, please get in my car and you just do everything. Like, I don't want to mess anything up. And they're like, no, you just have to like press this lever right there. So that's how I figured out I could open my trunk.
Relatively
not
new
with my
car for
keys.
you at that point, right?
Yes. So many fun. I mean, the Rose Bowl too. We ate at the best Mexican restaurant ever. If you guys remember that.
God,
Can
they
we
say
share?
that disgusting Airbnb, though.
Yeah, that was not good.
Yeah.
That was not good.
That was good salsa.
Can we share the story now? Are we farther enough removed?
I don't know what story we're sharing.
How I got up to the press box?
Yeah.
I've never.
we can?
Have I heard
Why
of
not?
this?
All right. So
Everybody's changed positions by now.
Okay, you want to tell it or you want me to tell
No,
it?
this is all you.
Okay.
Again,
By the way, if you're
100%
listening, we are going to take trash and we're going to move it to Monday.
Yeah. By the way, 100% against this because I don't like to not follow rules in these kind of situations.
Yeah.
So I'm a rule follower. Brown was like, we're going to do this. And I'm like.
I think EG's a rule follower,
Yeah.
too.
I was like, I'm going to sit right here and I'm not going to move. And you guys do whatever you want to do. But if y'all get caught, don't look at me.
So they messed EG's credential up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was I mean, just real quick. You got press box.
I think I messed
Yeah.
up.
Okay, they or Jim, one of the two. Either press box, and then there's like this alternate press box for TV.
Yeah.
And instead of just normal media, they did EG as TV media. And I don't know who messed it up, Jim, the Rose Bowl, or whoever. But she was supposed to be sitting next to us, but
Yeah.
had the wrong credential.
And there was a seat there too that was
There was
open.
a seat that was open next to
Right
me
next
and
to y'all.
Jim that was supposed to be EG's seat.
Truthfully, I had forgotten that they didn't let people on the sidelines
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Photographers.
Yeah. Normally should have been on the sideline.
And I knew she liked being on the sideline.
Yeah.
So I'd put her on the
Yeah.
sidelines, and Brown and I liked
Yeah.
being up with free food. So we were in the
Naturally.
press
Yeah,
box.
so I'm like, there's this seat next to us. EG's supposed to be sitting here. They've got this whole thing screwed up. And I mean, the Rose Bowl's going to start in like an hour, so you're not going to get it all changed at that time. So I go find EG, and there's a stairwell, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, EG, just come up the stairs.
I'm
with me."
outside the stadium though.
She's outside the stadium. I just come up the stairs
With heavy security.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I get to the bottom of the stairwell, and I know the door's going to lock behind me. And there's these catering people sitting here, and there's a
It's
loaf
so
of
good.
bread.
A loaf of bread.
There's a loaf of bread. And I was like, are you guys eating that? And they looked at me like I had three heads, like I was going to eat it. And they're like, no.
That is a weird question.
I know. I agree. So I took the loaf of bread and I propped the door open. I go get EG.
No, you did not.
Yeah, 100%. I go get EG.
How hard was that bread?
Well, it was. It was like a baguette. When I say loaf, not like a loaf
it was like
in
a
bag.
little breadstick.
Yeah. So I go get EG. I was like, just follow me. Act like you know where you're going.
Yeah.
Right. So EG follows me. We go up the stairs, and I said, all right, here we go. So I open the door, and we're not in the press box.
Wrong level.
We're in the Michigan football suite. I mean, it is like all the
Dave
Michigan
Portnoy.
people. Dave Portnoy and all the Michigan people.
Mrs. Harbaugh. Oh,
Yeah.
And so did they all turn around and look?
No, we act like we belong.
Yeah, I said, just keep following me. So
Yep.
we just kind of
Finally, the bread's here.
Right. We took a lap. We just kind of,
ordered these baguettes forever ago. So we stood there for a second. I'm like,
we
EG,
were
this
sad,
is
like we know what we're
this is the wrong move.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
good to see you.
Good luck to the Wolverines.
Hey.
So we exit back into the stairwell, go up one more flight to the actual spot, and she walks out and sits with us the whole game. It wasn't an issue. It was just they had screwed it up.
I didn't move that whole game.
I know. EG was afraid she was
said-
thrown out. I'm like, EG, you're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
It's just an error.
Did I bring you a plate?
Yeah,
You brought me
we brought her food and drink.
And then a pile of Starburst.
Yeah, the Starburst.
Yeah.
How pampered are we in the press box?
I know,
Free
Starburst and
and food and
I
drinks.
know.
Well, I'll say it first. Gonna miss the heck out of you. You always are funny. Appreciate it. I mean, the pennant grace, the meltdown, all the travel back and forth. Just a true professional, and appreciate my time with you. Just fantastic. Yeah. Look forward to cheering for you on every sideline and network you end up being on.
Thank you.
Who's the Braves dugout reporter right now?
Wiley Ballard.
Like he's got a target on his
No.
He does. He does. EG's going
No.
to take him down.
No.
No, it's going to be your job one day. I told you that a little
Wiley Ballard.
Yeah, how do we get him out of the mix?
Well, we need to find.
I think EG's already got a plan.
Oh, does she? EG's going to take him down, Tyler?
Yeah.
One cut break line. It's all said and done.
Yeah,
He's already being followed in Atlanta.
EG's got her best people on the case.
I'm sorry. What is this bag here in the back seat of your car, sir?
Wow, we're learning. Landmine Believer says not only did you jinx Bama, you jinxed the Braves.
I know. When the pennant grace started, we kind of went down.
Hey.
Acuna got hurt like right after we started that. We had to do an emergency press conference.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Thank you,
all right,
guys.
remind everybody of your social media handles so they can know where you are.
So it's
what
at
stadiums.
MEGEMMYG_sports. Keep up with me there. And listen, I'm not going to be a stranger to you guys.
I hope
hope we
not.
know that. Like,
No, of
you
course
guys
not.
may not be able to get rid of me. You might be like, EG, you gotta move on.
EG, we do not pay you
Better
anymore.
question, though, when you hit it big, do you take the call when Brown reaches out to schedule you?
Yeah, will you come on the show again?
Yes, absolutely.
Like when you're not the Braves dugout reporter, you're with Herb Street and Fowler.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I got to say, Clay Travis has
That's
stuck
right.
with us.
Clay's gotten big.
And Clay, from where we found him, CBS Sportsline, writing articles for probably $30,000 a year, to now making, I don't know, $1 billion a year, whatever he makes.
Yeah.
He still comes on
That's
with
right.
us.
I'll be here.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry. For
All right.
Mexican, for steaks, for laughs.
Lance Motor stayed out, bought her Mexican. Jim makes you laugh. That's such a good line.
All right, that's our show today, and that's
Thank you, EG.
That's
Thank
the
you,
end of the
guys.
Emily
Love
Grace
y'all.
chapter.
Great job.
Thank you again for all you do, and until next time, God bless you and God bless America.